What is up, everybody? Welcome to How We Roll. It is Thursday, and tonight we are launching back into the old world and some Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. We have all new characters for you tonight, so we're going to let them do their introductions. I, of course, will be your Dungeon Master slash Game Master for this, and introducing our players, and then they're going to introduce who and what they're playing. Starting out, it's Nat.
Hi guys, I am playing Kazkaya, and she is a dwarf troll slayer who's out to have a little fun before slaying too many trolls.
Fun. Also, we have with us Shagit.
Hello, guys. I played Nelwick Rattlebone, the Halfling Hunter. He's red in the face and has a very annoying voice, so I apologize in advance. Because you are going to hate him.
Also joining us, we have Spook.
Hey guys, I am the Dragon Spooker, and I'm playing Lena's last name I can't pronounce. Schleiermacher? Lena Schleiermacher. She is an initiate of Verna.
Alrighty, yeah,
And she's
wannabe
human.
priestess. And last but not least, we have Sechmo.
I'm Satchmo. Oh my gosh, I almost missed the mute button. Yeah, I'm playing Khazadrin. He's a dwarf. He's a shield breaker, so kind of like a man at arms, but more dwarfish.
There we go. So that kind of gives you the rundown of what mischief we're up to. I'm going to do a thing real quick, just because I can. And I'll go ahead and give you a better look at, give you a thought of a thing that I can do here that will allow me to show you guys tokens that they're going to be using, but a little bit more bigger. Because when you use the thing that Roll20 does by design, you don't get to see it because it all pushes it off to the side for chat. So we're going to go ahead and showcase those for you. I'll move you guys to it as well, just so you can see it when I zoom them up. Alrighty, so yes, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, the grim world of perilous adventure, where chaos is only a footstep away from infiltrating you and corrupting you, to where death is very real and combat is very bloody and very fatal. And generally speaking, dying happens. Fortunately, the gods favor our heroes a little bit, and they get what are known as fate points. Fate points are basically a do-over, because in Warhammer you need them, because you die. For each fate point you have, you basically can rob away one gruesome death or one eventuality that you really would not want your character to have to put up with, i.e. you lost an arm. Yeah, we're not having that. So also for each fate point they have, they get a fortune point. Fortune points can be spent each day to re-roll. So if they roll something terrible and they don't want to have the terrible result, they can spend a fortune point, and in doing so, they will be able to roll it a second time. Whether it's a skill roll, a combat roll, or whatever. All those things apply. Alright, so, let me go ahead and introduce the characters, and I'll do them in order. So, front line and center here. This is Nat's character. This is our female dwarven troll slayer. She's got a big orange mohawk and fiery orange hair that kind of comes down in braids. In Warhammer, female dwarves don't really have much of a beard. They tend to wear, instead of having a huge, big, bushy beard as some kind of status, they use the whole braids and things like that. So, and troll slayers mark themselves up with like Blightbrew tattoos, so that they are very standout, and everybody knows that's a person who's trying to die. Which is generally useful information for people and not end up getting too close and getting killed. So that's Nat's character. Let me... Other side. Who's up next? Shagget. Okay, well here is Shagget's character, or his token, that he is going to be playing. As you can tell, he is a red-faced little halfling, sling in one hand, a bag of tricks under his arm, and he's basically decked out in leather armor, befitting a hunter. So that's what Shagget will be running with tonight. Next up is Lena. Lena is our initiate of Verna. She has long braided hair, a big white flowy robe, and a fucking huge mallet. And if you're not familiar with Verna, Verna is kind of the closest, I would say, in D&D terms to like Saint Cuthbert. In the fact that Verna stands for knowledge, science, learning, wisdom, but more importantly, law and justice in the old world. So that's kind of her MO. And then last but not least, let's introduce you currently to the I don't have a helmet. Khazad-dûn with his hammer and his kind of bloodstained shield with the symbol of his dwarven city that he comes from and represents on his shield. Big bushy beard, kind of dull brown leather armor with red trim, and hopefully he'll get something to protect his bald head with at some point. And when that happens, we can move to the I don't have a bald head anymore version of him. So there we go. So that kind of gives you a little rundown on the characters as we were. Okay, so let's do things and start. So let's show you, this is the old world. It is big, it is massive, and it is huge. Our previous campaigns that we have run have started in and around, and I'll move you guys on so you see what they're seeing. So they started off the previous campaigns here in Middenheim, and they moved down to Altdorf. This campaign, however, is gonna start down here in the Moot, which is Halflingville. Think of the Moot as rolling hills, and if you want to be a complete plagiarist, it's the Shire, right out of Tolkien. So that's kind of where we're going to be kicking things off tonight. With a very, very auspicious occasion. We can get a little closer and zoom in on this map, which actually will show us the Mootlands. And I zoom in. So here, this area up here, Ishishgaten is the capital of the Moot. The Moot doesn't really have a big city type thing. It's a big town, is as good as it gets. And then as you follow down the river, you get down to the Greenleaf Hills, and here is a little village by the name of Gipfel. Now, to set the stage, it is the first week of Ertenzeit. Ertenzeit, aka August. Just so you're aware, in the Warhammer universe, every week has 8 days in it, not 7. And the 1st to the 8th of Ertenzeit every year is Pie Week. It is the most important event, the most important festival that happens in the Mootland. People, including other races, dwarves, humans, elves in rare cases, and humans from all different nations, be it Estalia, Bretonia, any other place, all also may come for this huge event because it is so awesome. An entire festival donated or kind of dedicated to pies? Come on. Who wouldn't want that? So, Gipfel is a small village in the heart of the Greenleaf Hills. It is a small village with a population of about 91. At an absolute push, if it conscripts every adult and or child that is large enough to hold a weapon, it can muster almost 35 very poorly armed militiamen. So, you know, hey, if things get out of hand at Pie Week, they got it covered. Gipfel is the center of tobacco production in the Mootland. And tobacco is an exotic and very expensive place. And one of the things about this particular thing is they produce a tobacco that is considered to be superior to everything else in the Empire. So that has some relevance there. It's some top quality stuff that you can lay hands on here. Beyond that, everything else is going to get discovered as we start playing. So we are joining our heroes here in Gipfel. And let me move you over. And I'll zoom back so that this map fits properly. And all will be well. Okay. Let me start this up with a little appropriate audio in the background. If I can find what I'm looking for. Here we go. Alrighty. So you guys, you are arriving on the 7th. For whatever reason, you kind of got held up, and instead of getting here for the entire festival, you're kind of coming for the tail end of it. But that's okay, because that's when the cool stuff happens. You cross the river over the old stone bridge and venture your way down into Gipfel. Now, once you arrive in Gipfel, the streets are loaded with happy, jolly halflings charging around, wearing flowers in their hair and big baggy pants. And there are people juggling, there are people singing, there are people handing out samples of all kinds of delicious pastries and treats, including an awful lot of different pies. There are pies here made from exotic fruits, exotic berries. There are pies made of all kinds of different meats. There are pies made of things that probably you shouldn't make pies out of. But they're very experimental people, and they're interested in seeing just how far they can push the pie limit. Coming into town, right to your right is the Three Smoked Ring Inn. It is the only inn/tavern in the little village of Gipfel. And in fact, beyond that, there are only really a couple of other buildings of any note. There is a blacksmith. There is a farrier, which kind of is really just an offshoot of the blacksmith. And beyond that, there are a bunch of communal warehouses. They do a lot of barter and trade here in Gipfel. So people tend to swap eggs for cheese or bacon for, you know, it's a very close-knit and very functional little village. Everybody contributes something, and all the time everything works the way it's supposed to. Most of your things are just bartered for, so money is not a huge deal. However, there are some merchants that operate out of here. Most of them are selling either tobacco or moot leather or possibly some meat and fish. And that means that there are merchants that come in and out. So sometimes if there's something you need, you basically wait for a merchant to show up, and then you pick through what he's got and buy it directly from the merchants themselves. There's really no store here. There is, however, one other important thing in Gitfell. There is a temple. Well, let's call it a shed. Actually, that's a bit more... That's still a bit over the top. Let's call it an archway with a small roof and a bunch of shrines crammed in there with about enough room for 4 people to stand in at any point. In the temple, you can find a shrine to Sigmar. You can find a shrine to Esmeralda, goddess of home and hearth, and the patron, nonetheless, for Pie Week. You can find a shrine to Phineas, the patron of tobacco, a halfling god. Josiah, the farmer. Hyacinth, the goddess of fertility and children. Queensberry, god of knowledge, ancestry, and tradition. Gaffy, the god of building. All of those religions have a shrine. Now, as I said, it literally is a pedestal with a symbol on the top and a little offering plate and a plate that you can, or a little foot area that you can put things that you want to, like physical things as an offering. And then with about an inch to spare, then there's the next one and the next one. And they're in like a horseshoe. So you walk in, you stand in the middle, and they're all at your fingertips. Put your money and your offerings where you will. But that's about it. Now, the main festivities that will be going on in the evenings are held here. They convert one of the warehouse into kind of almost like a halfling / Viking longhouse type style. And everybody pours in there, and they have big festivals, and they all get smoke entirely too much weed, probably of numerous kinds, both recreational and flavorful. Drink a ton of beer, eat an incredible amount of food, and generally have an absolute blast. Because one thing halflings know how to do well, it's party. Ain't no party like a halfling party. All great reasons why you should be here, right? So yeah, you guys have wandered in. It's about mid-afternoon on the 7th day. You're kind of tired because you've been on the road a whole bunch. Arguably, you were traveling with a caravan. Probably threw your lot in with them, A, because it got you a free cart ride, B, because, they paid you a few silver coins to help guard. But disaster struck, one of the carts broke a wheel. They were sending someone back to get somebody to come and help fix the cart and sort some things out. And y'all were like, yeah, screw it, we're going to miss Pie Week. Let's just hoof it from here. And that's kind of what you guys have done. Now, I know that Kazkaya and Kazadrin know each other prior to. I don't know if you guys have decided whether Nelwick and Lena know each other, or any of you know each other, or if you all know each other. If you didn't, it doesn't matter, because you just traveled together for several days, all going to the same place. So, figure it out.
I don't think that I know them, but maybe along the ride, I sort of learned that Kazkaya was a troll hunter and what her plans were. And being an initiate of Verna, I was very interested in that, and I want to write some sort of paper because I want to become a priestess. So if I can show them that I am pursuing knowledge of something that may be not well known to everyone outside of the dwarves, that's...
Just be careful. If you look too much into Grimnir, you might be a damn convert.
Just so you guys know, you probably know Nelwick a little bit. He would have been cooking along the caravan ride. So
okay,
he
so
would have
you
given you
volunteered
food.
To be the chef.
I would have been.
Are
not
you a good
the
chef?
Probably not. I don't think it's very good.
I mean,
looking at my character sheet, it's not impressive. So maybe
we'll say you
chef?
are a capable chef.
Assistant chef? Sous chef?
Right, okay. So you can
Assisting.
stick stuff in a pot, turn it
A
into a
decent
sauce,
cook.
and boil it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now you already got one up on me in real life, so you're
Well, same with me. I mean, all my food was always a little bit too sweet. Just keep that in mind. Like,
Okay.
I kind of like sugared everything.
So it makes a
Oh, geez.
makes a good Hassan Pfeffer rabbit stew and puts a pound of sugar in it. Yeah.
yeah. Caramelized onions and shit.
Alrighty. Yep. So there are various different fun and games going on the streets. Most of the noise is coming from the tavern at the moment, and there are signposts everywhere detailing the different festivities. Tonight's festivities are kind of a little low key because tomorrow is the night. Tomorrow is the special night of Pie Week, where they bring out the pie that is the father and mother of all pies, and is what Pie Week is kind of all about. Instead of a ginormous fireworks display at the end of their festival, they make a pie. And it is a renowned pie. And that is what people come for. You know, you come for the pie, stay for the festivities. But, yeah, so, what do you guys want to do on your first evening, late afternoon, early evening, arriving in the little town of Gipfel?
I'm going to scurry into that tavern because it's been a long day and I want to drink.
Okay.
'Cause I'm a halfling and we drink.
Alrighty, so the tavern it is for you.
Botling's got the right idea.
Kazkaya would also follow because
Okay.
drinks first, food later.
I don't
So-
want to miss anything, so of course I'm following.
Alright, so you're all tavern bound. Fine.
We're all tavern bound.
Let's get you in there then. And we're going to change the audio here. And then we'll bring you in. Where's my tavern that I want to use? Is this the one?
Oh, I see.
Look at all these small people.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
In you go. So let's bring you in. Yep. You walk in. And immediately you'll notice that there are several humans in this establishment as well. And of course, a lot of halflings. As each of you ventures through the doors. Okie dokie. There you go. Yeah, so you've got, as I said, a variety of halflings are in here. A lot of them are still out on the streets. But other than that, there are 2 dwarves sitting here at this table. And 4 humans over on this table, 2 of which are very flamboyantly dressed. There is a young woman dressed in beautiful, incredibly fine blue dress with matching jewelry, and a young man who is wearing a well-fitted waistcoat, pantaloons with stripes on, and quite honestly, they're not from around here by the grants of the way that their fashion that they're wearing is not typical Imperial clothing. They're from somewhere else. But once you wander in, you will be greeted with the smell of pipeweed, underlined by the smell of good food, and the promise of good beer in your very near future.
I'm going to enthusiastically tap Kaz's shoulder in front of me.
Okay.
That's your name, right? Kaz?
Which Kaz?
Yeah,
We're
Well,
both
you got
Kaz.
Kaya
Jesus.
and Kaz
Male
Adrin.
Kaz. Oh my god, that's gonna kill me. Kaya and Kaz, alright.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna table over there. Let's go. And I'm just gonna scurry on over to grab clamber onto this chair.
Okay.
Barely. I mean, is it size appropriate for halflings?
Absolutely.
Being a halfling?
He hasn't steered us wrong yet. Once he does, we
I mean,
can question
humans
him.
can sit on the chairs, but they're a
It's
little
like
small.
low.
You know, and dwarves have to tend to sit a bit further back from the table because of their girth. But other than that, as I said, you've got a mixed bag of people in here, and they're all very. The halflings are all very loud and flamboyant. Right here, you have one kind of young halfling in a red dress, flitting quickly between table, delivering fresh drinks, snatching away empties, bringing food. She's almost like a little whirling dervish, flying and buzzing around the place. The establishment itself is fairly plain. It has a big, roaring fire, which some old halfling is sitting entirely too close to and leaning forwards, constantly pushing his hands out and rubbing them. It's pretty hot in here anyway. It's very rustic feeling. It's old. Everything is wooden. The floors are, at one point, were probably very nicely polished wooden planks. Now they're seen better days. There's quite a few stains on the floor, which clearly they do clean the floor, but it's a rudimentary cleaning, and over many years there are just some stains that don't come up. And then there is a kind of gruff, wide-armed looking middle-aged halfling behind the bar with a huge toothy grin, whipping out drinks one after the other and buzzing them down the bar to the other end, where she deftly flies around, grabs them, and delivers to all the patrons. She'll kind of, as she's delivering to these two dwarfs, she'll glance over her shoulder and she says, "I'm with you in a moment," and then flies back off to deliver some other drinks over to this side, and then with a huff and a puff finally makes her way back to your table, and she says, "Whew, evening gents, miss, what can I get you?"
I reckon we'll be needing 6.
6 of the best.
6 of the best.
Right, and
Nice choice.
6 of the best drinks or 6 of the best bowls? Because we've got a lovely stew this evening.
Ah,
Not
Maybe
in the mood
just,
for stew? We figured
well-
pie would be a bit over the top, considering absolutely every other
Considering the-
establishment is serving up pie. But if you really want pie, I can get you some pie.
I'll take a stew. Thank you. Thank you.
I think Stu's around as well, yeah.
Right then, so 4 bowls of stew and 6 flangons of mead. Excellent. I'll be right back. And she flies off, and you hear her bark her orders at the barkeep, who very quickly starts pouring the pints. And in no time at all, she is behind the bar, and you see her kind of reach down and start poking around and stuff like that. And then you hear the pouring of liquid into bowls with a ladle, and boom, boom. 4 of them appear on top from behind the bar as she sits them up there. And then, in no time at all, again, she's back with the 4 bowls, and then back with the 6 pints. And pops them on the table. Oh, right, are we opening a tab, are we?
No. Yes, I assume so.
Fair enough, then I'll put it all on the tab. Anything else I can get you?
Nah, you got plenty of tables. Don't mind us.
Right, yeah, well, just flag me down if you need anything else. She said, my name, she said, should you need me, it's Hillary Brandy Snap.
Of course, it's a nature name.
Okay, and off she goes.
So I immediately start eating.
Okay. The stew is at a perfect temperature. It has nice big chunks of meat in it. There's dark meat. I won't elaborate beyond that.
Oh,
You got to make a roll for more info on that one.
I think I'll eat around the meat.
Okay. But it does have plenty of carrots, potatoes, corn. There's a lot of veggies in there as well, so
No good.
So as I'm eating, you're gonna hear me go, what's that? What's that in that sauce? What was it? Okay, maybe no. And I'm just trying to discern the ingredients of the actual stew, like the liquid part of it.
Alrighty.
It's kind of
It's like I told you. The halflings, they treat food like stone.
You can't eat stone. Can't eat stone. Can it now? No. What is that? What is that? You know?
Kazkaya's gonna just like reach for a drink instead of the food.
Okay.
Kaz is doing the same. I already pulled 2 to me.
Yeah, Kazkaya's gonna do the same.
I was picking around the meat and then seeing them start to drink. I'm gonna pick up the drink and I'm just gonna kind of look at it.
It's a thick, kind of dark-looking beer.
Oh, what is this?
Good stuff. I'm gonna just slam one back.
Yes. Swig it, because that's what dwarves do. You swig. Swigging is a skill.
Okay, so seeing that, I'm gonna try to do the same and probably start coughing.
It's not incredibly strong alcohol content-wise, but it has a very strong barley taste to it.
It tastes like grass.
It's not probably a terrible, and probably not a terrible observation of what it might taste like. It's definitely tastes of the outside, and grains and all things nature.
Do they use grass to make it?
We guys assume.
Oh, horse grass.
Do you want me to sweeten it? I have a vial of sugar here somewhere, and I'm gonna start reaching into my saddle bag. Pour it, and it'll sweeten it up.
Oh, I'm gonna turn and look at the dwarves, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh no, no,
Might
thank
be
you.
suited. Manlings tend to be soft.
I've never had this before. It kind of burns a little.
Soft.
Thank you."
Kaz has moved on to the second drink.
I'm gonna eat the meat.
Okay.
What is it? Can I discern what it is?
Do you have a trade skill or anything that would mean you have skill in cooking of any kind?
I have
Animal training.
What do you have?
But as I said, it's not good. Trade. I have trade cook.
Okay, then give me a roll on it.
Oh, this is so bad. My intelligence.
First roll.
Fate, point.
Let's go, baby.
It's our first roll.
Oh, gross.
Your target number is... Oh, you aren't very good, are you? 14.
Jesus.
Well, I
You
put it
weren't
in the
kidding.
sheet. My intelligence is 29, and it got divided in half. So I guess it's an advanced skill.
Put that on
That
list.
makes sense, right?
Well,
Put that
no,
on your
so
list
how
of
it
things
works...
you don't want to hear the DM say.
How it
Oh,
works
you're not
is
very good
if
at
it's
that,
a
are you?
basic skill in the top box, and you are skilled
Right.
with it, you have full. If you are not skilled with it, in other words, it wasn't one of your
Oh.
actual careers, it halves it by default. Now, the advanced skills, if you are not skilled with them, you cannot try them.
You cannot do them. That's right.
Correct.
I put trade cook down below in the character sheet. I had it set to basic, but it is trained. So actually, that's 29. So I still failed, but
Okay.
it's not 14. I'm
Gotcha.
slightly better
so
than
you
I
got
thought
that
I
fixed
was.
now?
I didn't feel as bad.
Yeah, I fixed it. I fixed it now.
If you feel it's important, you can always use a fortune point.
I am using a fortune point because we're about to go. No, never mind.
So fortune point used, and you still got no clue.
Yeah,
Nope. You have a good. You kind of swill it around in your mouth. Do the best you can. You just really can't identify the flavor. You're not even 100% sure what the meat is.
is that deer? No, that's not deer. Cow? No, not cow.
You can always ask.
Geese?
If you're as you're saying that, the old halfling sitting in the chair by the fire leans back and says, "It's mutton. An old mutton at that."
What? Isn't that what the orcs eat?
I thought
This
orcs
is
eat
orc?
all kinds of stupid crap and junk from the mountains. Any crap they can find, not mutton.
It came to my mind that I actually don't know what mutton is.
He says,
in life.
sheep,
Oh, you
you
got
fool.
that.
Sheep.
You know-
Okay.
If you want a truly tasty bit of nosh, then you want lamb. He said the older a sheep gets, the tougher it gets. I reckon that the mutton he used in that stew probably was about a day off a dying of old age.
Why would you eat a lamb?
Lana, shouldn't you be writing
Because
this
they're
down?
delicious.
That hardly seems fair.
Shouldn't you be writing this down? I mean, you're trying to learn and all. Important note.
During this time, so everybody is drunk. Everybody is drinking a beer. I assume the dwarves have completed a beer.
We have our second ones, yeah.
That's what.
So
the
you're on to
second
the
was
seconds,
before,
right?
yeah.
I
Yeah, we're
figured
on the
that's why you
seconds.
ordered 6.
Yeah, it's
Was
two for each.
yourselves
dwarf.
and then 1 each for the other 2. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to keep track of that. Well, while that's going on, I would like each of you to make a dice roll for me. And it would be a perception skill roll, please. Which you will find in the bottom third of your top rolls. Your top
I'm
sets.
perfect so far.
Hey!
Jesus.
Lena's too busy trying to figure out what the beer is.
I have the highest perception out of all of us, and I still messed
Okay.
up.
A voice is raised over at this table and then very quickly died back down like he forgot himself for a moment. And he says, "Ha! I do not know what the fuss is all about." He says, "This fumigator or whatever they call it, I think that it is inferior, far inferior to herb du lac." He says, "But no doubt these heathens will be buying this pathetic excuse for tobacco from this insane halfling that they call Old Dog. No, it would be far superior if everybody would purchase herb du lac from me." At which point, the flamboyantly dressed woman, she says, "Oh, you must not upset yourself. You know how your temper rises. It is not good for the humors." And at which point, he grabs a glass which has got some red liquid in it and says, "Mon Dieu!" and swigs it quickly.
I'm gonna crane my neck and look at them. Just stare at them as I do that.
Forget them, halfling. Well, they have height, they lack in honor.
They insulted the leaf here.
Because they're stupid. They're
Well-
mayflies. They pass.
Well, you tell them that. Go. You got the shield.
Ah,
What?
I don't want to start something. This one's a little too eager.
Right, time for a refill. And immediately, out of nowhere, appears young Hilary Brandy Snap, with her hands on her hips, patiently awaiting your orders.
I'm gonna turn to the dwarves. Another one?
Are you getting round 2, brother?
And then I'm gonna finish the one I'm holding.
Okay. What state are the drinks of Nelwick and Lena?
Barely drunk.
Barely
Indeed.
drunk? Okay.
I was trying to drink at the same pace as the dwarves. So.
Oh, then yeah.
Oh, God.
So you might have just finished the first one.
Oh, gosh.
All right, so
I'm trying to get the full experience.
Hilary looks at Nelwick and she goes, "Oh, dark beer not to your liking.
No, I've just
We've
been
got some
drinking the
lovely-
stew.
Got some lovely red in."
No, thank you, dear. But I've been drinking the stew. Yeah, well, and eating it too. I mean, you
She
know.
goes, "Oh, do you need another bowl of that then?
No, I'm maybe later. Thank you.
Then I'll be back in 5."
You're the best. Thank you.
And then
Can we
she'll
get these?
Oh, she snatches all the empties, and she goes, "So 5 more?"
I'm gonna look at the girl and be like, 5 more.
Right, and off she
I'm
flips,
impressed
and
with
again, in no time at all, back with 5 flagons of nice dark black beer, 2 in front of each dwarf, and with a smile, she slides one across to Lena.
Thank you.
He says, "Lovely company you keep, my dear."
Yeah, I am the best.
She kind of like looks at you and gives you a wink. And she says, "Oh, saucy," and off she runs again.
So is that one your type then?
Well, they're all my type.
I was about to
My
say they're
people.
probably all his type. Okay.
Getting like
Well,
beneath
keep
the
an eye
veil
out for
vibes
anyone who
with,
looks
Spook's
even a
character.
little like you. Then, be a good wingman and all.
You do that for me?
Yeah, you cooked food. It was edible. Why not?
Better than the mutton?
So, just for the record, 2 drinks anybody can drink without having to roll anything. Dwarves can drink 4 without having to roll anything. After that, if you do not have consume alcohol skill, you will
God,
start
that's a
making
skill?
dice rolls.
It is.
Oh, it is. Yes.
Yes, it is.
If you
Oh,
have
no.
consume alcohol, you get 1 more drink allotment for free before you have to start rolling. And then you start rolling, and each additional drink gives you a -10. As you
Oh.
head down the roads to sweet inebriation.
Oh, Lena, you sweet summer child.
So, you know,
You're safe.
Lena's
You got
on her
this right.
second, so she's she will handle the second one for sure. After that, now there are exceptions, of course, to the rule based on how much is in a drink and how strong the drink is. Should you be guzzling down Bugman's ale, for example, that's kind of a 1-for-1 thing.
The proof is in the pudding. Somebody spiked the pudding.
Gore, I absolutely love knowing that you looked that up and it's in the book somewhere. Consume
Oh, yeah.
alcohol. I mean, I love
I mean,
that
I'm
that's a
trained
thing.
at it.
Dwarves
took-
quite often have consume alcohol as a
Right,
trained
right.
skill. That's the thing. They like their beer.
Yep.
Of course, if there was a skill of consumption of food, halflings would probably have that. So, there we go. Okay. As I said, this inn does have rooms. And considering how busy it is outside, do you wish to procure yourselves rooms at least for the night? So that you're here for tomorrow evening's festivities? Or you want to just wait till later and take your chance?
I mean, it's
There is no vagrancy rule or law, so if you end up
Yeah, I was
sleeping
gonna say,
outside,
it's-
drunk in a puddle somewhere, no one's going to arrest you.
it's the moot. It's the best place to sleep rough in the world.
So, and it is technically akin to August, so it's perfectly nice weather to do so.
Being a creature of comfort, I will get a room.
Okay.
And probably, being a halfling, I'll probably know to get it earlier in the night than later. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
you-
yeah, I'll hop up. I'll hop off after my first drink when it, and clamber up on the stool and then peer over the counter.
All right.
No, I think it's
Barkeep
built to halfling
looks at
size.
you and smiles.
It's halfling size, right? Room, please. Just me, one.
Not a problem. And he rummages around underneath the bar and pulls out a key, slaps it down. He goes, "There you go."
How much? Good,
He
sir.
said, "Am I adding it to the tab or?"
I'll pay for this now. Just don't include it in the tab because it's just for me, not them. So
Got ya. He says, let's see. Well, it is Pie Week. We have special rates for Pie Week.
Oh, no.
Hang on a second. Oi. Ilri, love. How much we charging for single rooms during Pie Week? She kind of looks back at him and rolls her eyes. And she says, for pity's sake, I told you already. 5 copper. 5 pennies a night. He says, 5 pennies then.
I'm gonna put 6 on the table and be like, there you go. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. He says, you want to settle up your tab if you're heading up to bed, or are you not done?
No, not done. My company, they're not. Look at them; they're never gonna be finished.
Good. Can I get you anything else?
One more drink.
What were you having?
The mead, right? The delicious mead.
I'll get you a glass of mead. Okay, he goes and pours you a glass of something completely different than what you were drinking.
Okay, I'm gonna take it, smell it. Oh, it smells good. Thank you.
It's incredibly sweet because mead is made of honey. So it's probably very much to your liking.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna scurry back and sit back down.
Alrighty.
More of my liking.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys want to do this evening other than sit, drink, make merry, and ultimately get a good night's rest so that you're fully rested for tomorrow's festivities of the last great day of Pie Week?
Kind of want to see where it's all gonna happen. You know,
The
get
pie?
into the pie house, yeah.
Yep. I mean, you can wander outside and go investigate if you want.
Yep. Kazkaya is also going to be looking for another place to drink, to try drinks at another place too.
This is the only establishment that is selling drinks in an establishment fashion. There are plenty of halflings on the street that will quite happily pour you a glass of their home brew for you to
That's
try.
what she'll be doing. She'll be doing that one.
Oh god, Lena's gonna die.
She should not hang out with
Okay.
the Troll Slayer.
She needs the full experience. She needs
Oh
Well,
my god.
to really learn.
This warehouse right here, basically the doors are wide open. You can see huge, big, long tables have been set up, and tables on the side and all that sort of stuff. So clearly, this place is going to be hosting some kind of shindig tomorrow night. The building next to it, everything that was in this building has been crammed into this building, so it is now a very overstuffed and overstacked warehouse. There are two halflings in front of the door, both of which is carrying a spear. They have leather jerkins on, leather pants, and they kind of have little hats with blue feathers in and a band around, signaling that they are militia. And they're guarding the warehouse, damn it, because there's a lot of stuff in there and a lot of funny folk about. But that's all they're doing, is standing at the door, holding their spears, looking somewhat dumbfounded. You also notice that periodically a small child appears and hands them a drink, of which they both drink quite happily, but act like nobody's watching them drinking, so it's more of a... Which is enough to know, or to indicate to you that they are not supposed to be drinking, but it's Pie Week. As I said, beyond that, the festivities that are going on, there are young halfling girls dancing in a ring, all holding hands. You got an outside ring going clockwise, an inside ring going counterclockwise, and periodically halfling boys are like are appearing underneath and into the circle. And then there's one halfling girl who blindfolds them and spins them around and then pushes them out into the crowds. And at that point, all of the ones in the center ring all break ranks and start running around and giggling and laughing. And the halfling boy chases them. And whichever one he manages to get hold of, he gives him a big, fat, wet kiss on the cheek. G invariably goes bright red and blushes. He takes off the blindfold to see who he got. And it's fun watching the facial expressions of either surprise and alarm, or terror, or embarrassment, basically. It's almost like a people-watching activity all by itself.
Freaking halflings, man. These guys don't deserve to exist forever.
It makes no sense. Make it make sense. Where is the snake penis?
Because that made
Where
sense.
is the three-headed cat?
Yep, you can entertain and watch that. As I said, there are street musicians, jugglers, people playing games of chance. There are even halflings that are trying to arm wrestle. And there is one particularly hefty halfling that seems to be beating all comers. But beyond that, it's kind of starting to wind down as everybody is anticipating. It's gotten dark. We need our rest because tomorrow is going to be a big day.
Follow suit, I guess. Should probably pay our tabs.
Don't deserve to exist.
Nelwick is still in the tavern. He didn't go out to
Okay.
check out the place.
Yeah.
So he's
We'll go back
holding
in.
the tab.
Yeah.
This
All
guy
right.
is still wandering around.
Love to go wandering.
Oh god.
So,
I'm a dwarf.
So, Kazkai, you said you're still out and about running around town?
Yeah.
I am
Might try
following
like
the troll slayer.
games of chance and might try arm wrestling. Sounds
Okay.
like fun.
So when God damn
It would
it,
just
I'm
be
gonna have
Khazadrin.
when Khazadrin comes back, you're gonna see me sheepishly approaching because I'm on my second drink, not drunk, not tipsy even, but
Okay.
approaching this table as you enter.
All right. So immediately the two these two humans here both kind of turn and glare at you a little bit, but with a big, bright, red-lipped smile, the young lady looks at you and she says, "Oh, hello, can I help you?"
How much for your pipe weed that you were so ecstatic, happy about?
He says, "Oh, you mean Abdullah?
Yeah, that one.
Are you a merchant, perhaps? A merchant from the Moodland?"
No, I'm from Osland, way up north.
Oh, that explains it. So, you are not a connoisseur of Fumigator or Prime Blend or Untouched?
No,
Or not
I
even
spent-
the Fogmaker Red?
no.
Excellent.
Are these real words? Or are you just making them up?
No, Fogmaker Red and Ava Prime Blend, they are inferior tobacco products that the merchants try to sell. Of course, it is Old Dag's Fumigator that is so well primed and so overrated, if you ask me. What I have for sale is Abdullah, from the
You know-
finest weed in Bretonia, far superior to this Mootland rubbish.
But please stop saying it's Mootland rubbish. It might not be to your liking, but that doesn't mean it's not good. You know, you can say, "Oh, I have good stuff," but you don't have to be mean about the other
At which
other
point
things.
the girl says, "Oh, forgive my fiance. He does tend to be a little bit overly brash." She said, "Francois, my dear, it is impolite to insult their culture." He says, "Oh, of course you are right, Isabel. I beg your forgiveness. I humbly offer myself to you in repentance for my insult. I only meant to say that Fumigator is incredibly expensive, and Abdullah is superior, but also more affordable."
Well, how about you sell me some, and I can judge it against what I will have later on when I'm, like tomorrow.
He says, absolutely. What are you looking to buy? Perhaps 2 or 3 barrels?
Barrels? No, like a pouch, for me and just me.
Oh, I thought you were a merchant. I do
never
not
sa-
sell nickel and dime. I only sell in larger quantities. I'm traveled all the way from Bretonia. I did not come here just to sell 1 pouch of tobacco, you foolish. And at which point, the girl has grabbed his hand and squeezed it. What I meant to say was, absolutely, I will sell you just 1 pouch. Perhaps, if it is to your liking, you will spread the word, and let people know that
Exactly.
tobacco can
I
be
can
acquired from
absolutely. Yes, I
Francois
can do that for
Baudon.
you. Sure.
Excellent.
Francois Bowden. Ah, sure. Yeah.
You will have to excuse me. I must go to my room and fetch the pouch.
Well, first tell me how much it'll be. So we,
For you, I will sell it to you for mere 5 gold pieces.
What? Sorry.
5 gold pieces.
They charge 10 for fumigator.
How
It
much
is
for
half the price.
fumigator? But how much for a pouch?
Of course. It is tobacco. It is expensive. It is a luxury item.
Yeah, don't get up. Don't try to get up because you're big and that chair's too small and you'll probably fall on your ass. It's good. And
Careful
I'm
there,
just gonna,
Shaggy. You're dealing with a dealer right there.
I'm gonna turn and
Gonna
run
pop a
into
cap.
run into Casadrim because that's where everybody in my party had come from. Or like,
Right.
and I'm gonna kind of like run into you as I scurry.
I'll kind of deflect.
Hey. Haha. 5 gold. Don't have it.
Oh.
But
I'll admit I was curious.
You have
but
noticed
no,
at
it's
this
fine.
point that the girl is leaned over and is whispering sweet nothings into his ear, and he's got a scowling look on his face. But eventually he, excusez-moi, my little friend.
I'm gonna turn back. Yeah.
Due to my unfortunate and unintentional insult to you, I would like to offer you this as a compensation. And at which point he kind of brings out just a small amount of tobacco, probably enough to fill a pipe once or twice,
That's all I wanted.
and he hands it to you.
I'm gonna
He says, "Now
run
please,
over here.
when you find that this is the most delicious aromatic herb that you have had the pleasure of smoking, please promise me you will let people know that Francois Baudon is the purveyor of this wonderful, delicious tobacco, and it is the Herb du Lac."
Herb du Lac, Francois Bardon.
Francois Baudon.
Okay, you got it. I'll happily spread the word. And I'm gonna take it.
Okay, the girl kind of like politely pats him on the hand, like, "You did a good thing. Well done." Very patronizing. But it gives you, you've got your 2 pipe, enough to fill the pipe, to fill a pipe twice.
Okay. I'm gonna run back and like, worked like a charm. I'm gonna pretend that was all part of the plan, even though it was not.
It was part of my deliberate con.
I'm just gonna go back and sit down.
Okay. So Kaz, Kaya, and Lena, you're still out and about in the village.
Yeah.
Specifically, what are you guys up to? Do you have any specific plans, or are you just kind of...
Kazkaya is trying to really fully experience this.
Okay.
If something looks like it might be an interesting drink, I want to buy it. If it's a game of chance, I might want to play it. I think the arm wrestling sounds fun. Something like that.
You get to the arm wrestling table, and there is a little plaque.
Let's do it.
And the plaque explains the rules, and you'll notice that the rules are very different based on whether you are a halfling, a human, or a dwarf. Dwarves have to arm wrestle. It says with your non-favored hand,
Okay.
and you must be blindfolded in order to make it fair.
Blindfolding has nothing to do with fair.
That sounds like a good idea. Fair is fair.
I think it's fair for me to be blindfolded if I'm going to be arm wrestling.
Oh, there are no rules for elves, Pepperjack. The halflings think that they can take those wimpy guys. But there's no denying the sheer girth of a dwarven arm versus that of the average halfling. While halflings are very joyous and happy people, they are not stupid by any means.
So
Yeah.
I do agree that I don't understand what you being blindfolded has to do with arm wrestling.
I'd
Give
agree
me a
with that.
perception skill roll, Lena, when you say that. Okay.
God.
Nope.
This is
You
going to be a
wanna
long
re-roll?
campaign.
By all means, you can re-roll it. You have the 40
Yeah,
points to
sure. Why
spend.
not?
We're at the end of the night.
Yeah, hopefully nothing happens before tomorrow.
That's okay. I got 2 more.
Yay, success!
Jesus, just barely.
Okay, as you say that, and you ponder, how could it possibly... you notice that the arm wrestling table is set up very much like a professional arm wrestling table. There is a peg, a pin that you would hold with one hand to steady yourself, and your arm will be on the other side. They also have optional hand wraps. It is then that you notice that the hand wraps on the halfling side seem to have cords of thin rope coming off the back of them and going under the table. With a casual glance under the table, you see a small halfling child with a pulley and a wrench and a twist hammer, like a twist lever. Yes, the halflings are going to cheat. When you're blindfolded and unable to see, and you start doing this, the halfling child does this. And the pulley will basically push this guy's arm mechanically forward, and you will be not only fighting his muscles and strength, but the mechanical pulleys as well. Which, of course, would not work very well if you were able to eyeball those. Yes, the halflings are most industrious with their attempts at fairness when it comes to games of chance.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to take out my mallet and smash this table.
Oh no!
It's like the
And you
roulette
got
wheel.
that
It's like the
roll
loaded
slide.
roulette
I
wheel.
mean,
Okay.
And you thought that
Sure.
troll slayer was gonna be the problem.
It's unfair. I cannot stand for this.
All right.
The goddess Verena would not allow me to stand
It's
for
not
this.
please let you hit the child underneath and kill it.
No, I wouldn't hit
yeah.
I'm
that
not the only
child.
one who kills a child in the first episode of this campaign.
I wouldn't hit the child. I'm not that strong.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you wish to do anything like grab the child and pull him out from underneath there before?
Well, of course, I'm
Okay.
not going to hurt
Yeah.
the child.
All right, so yeah, you reach under, you grab the child by the arm and snatch him out. The halfling kind of like looks up in surprise and alarm, like, how could they possibly have figured out my cunning plan? Yeah, okay, and
Kazkaya's just like shocked, like in the middle of a sentence, watching
you're
Lena
not
run
going
away.
to miss the table with the mallet. That would be absurd. So roll the damage. Whatever your strength bonus is, plus a d10.
So I could just do just hit the damage by my
Yeah.
mallet, right?
That's it. That'll do it. With your Gavel of Justice. 11! Okay, yeah, you bring your heavy hammer down, crash, on the table. It splits it clean in twain, and it collapses under the weight. And then underneath, you can see the broken pulley, the rope, and the whole mechanism. And the halfling who's sitting there, kind of back in his chair at this point, so he didn't get splintered, glances down, and without missing a beat, "You cheating little bastard!" And he gets up and chases the child, like it was the kid's fault. It's at that point you notice it was also a cunning way for him to get his ass out of the unpleasant situation at the same time. By all means, if you wish to give chase, you can, but
No, I won't. I've
several
destroyed
halfling
the.
patrons that were all grinning and laughing are now not grinning and laughing, and they're all scattering like rats deserting a sinking ship from the area.
I'm like furious. I'm like bright red, and I turn and I look at Kazkaya, and I'm like,
Yeah, Prepper Jack. Nina is now a carny slayer.
oh, the
Okay.
injustice! Like I'm completely losing my shit right now. The injustice!
I guess I won't be doing the arm wrestling then.
It was unfair. Unfairness cannot stand.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're a bit smaller, so they needed a little bit of an unfair advantage. Come on,
Unfair,
and
no.
she's gonna like grab her and like drag her away, and we're gonna go get a drink.
Okay. A street drink, or are you heading back to the tavern?
Street drink.
Okay.
Street
alright.
drink.
Yeah, so basically, several of the halflings are dishing out free samples of their home brew, whether it be mead, wine, homebrewed ales, beers, you name it. They're all halfling-sized drinks, but they are free, so enough of them will get you drunk. But depends.
We're gonna
on
try
how...
a few of them.
Okay, yeah.
These
So
are much smaller.
We're gonna see which one Lena likes. We're gonna try to find a drink she likes.
okay.
That's my new goal.
So yeah, what do you think would be more akin to Lena's liking? Is she a kind of like a white wine, a red wine, kind of a
Oh my goodness.
Honey mead.
a honeyed mead?
Well, she was born in a hovel, so she doesn't have like super
Like
fancy
literally
taste.
in the middle of nowhere. She was born in a shithole.
So
Wattle
like
and
she
Dwarf
doesn't
Hut.
really have anything to compare it to.
Right.
She likes sweets though, like because if she likes sweets, we'll probably go for the sweeter drinks.
Yeah. She
Well, I
probably,
imagine she would.
probably
Like,
like the
she
sweet-
didn't really care for
sweet
the
We'll
ones
go for
that
the
tasted
sweet
like
drinks.
or
grass.
the meads.
We'll go for the sweet drinks.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay. Well, if you're hitting the sweet drinks on your way back, I would say you've probably exhausted your limits of alcohol without rolls. Then, Kazkaya, Lena, you're probably needing a roll at this point. So give me a consume alcohol skill roll.
Oh god.
It's
Yes,
great fun.
The initiative justice is smashed. All right, yeah, you are. So that's only a mild fail. Yeah, so you are tipsy to the point where you're a little off balance, a little bit unsteady, but you're still able to function fully. Takes a little bit longer to get from point A to point B without stumbling, and you catch yourself slurring the odd word here and there, but that's about where you're at this point.
I'm like just a giggly mess.
Yeah, there you go.
I laugh at everything. I'm one of those people.
Okay, so then, won't be too much longer by the time when you find yourselves back in the Three Smokes and the Three Smoke Rings. Okay. Okay, by the time you get back in there, yeah, you guys will notice that, Lena is a little happier than she was when she left. A little bit more
Hey,
red-faced, a
hey.
little giggly.
You're looking like me, and I'm gonna point at your red face. It's like,
Yeah, you're naturally red all the time, right? So-
right.
You're so tiny. I'm gonna flick his nose.
I enjoy that immensely. I would not. Yeah.
We found a
At
drink
all.
that our friend here likes.
Try the meat. It's really sweet. It's really good.
Me?
Love it.
Should I try
Yeah.
the mead?
I have a little bit left in this glass. Very little, because I've been drinking it, happily. And I'm gonna slide it over to you. Like, it's not a lot,
Yeah.
comparatively.
It's kind of nice and sweet, kind of like what you had outside. It's delicious.
Okay, she's just gonna drink it. It's like got sat in front of her, so
Yeah, we're at that point now where they're, it's too far to shut the we don't shut the tap off now. Yep. At this point, you can feel free to keep on guzzling drinks if you want, or you can go upstairs and get a good night's rest.
Kazkai is gonna tell Kazadrin about their friend smashing the table with like excitement of like
Okay, so you are gonna
This is so
you're
cool.
going to tattle on your friend. Okay, that's fine.
absolutely.
Yeah, so
You should have seen her like really excited, like this was something I wish I had done type mindset.
Yeah, Kazadrin's just sitting there looking at his hammer.
Hazardrin, they were cheating.
No, what
You
you did was
believe it?
honorable.
Injustice.
For honor. I'm gonna hold up my hammer like a drink, like we're gonna cheers hammers.
She's gonna do it.
Hammer
Justice!
Across the table.
justice and the imperial way.
The
be
great
fair, though,
justice.
To be fair, they needed an unfair advantage if I was going to play.
Oh, you were gonna wrestle?
I was before the table was smashed.
I mean, your arms are as big as my whole body.
That's unfair.
Would
You
have
did
been
cut them out of a show.
quite a
What
sight.
do you say we give it a go and then loser pays for another round?
Hey, arm wrestle me. But I get to use my whole body. How's that sound?
All
That
right,
sounds fair.
all right, let's go.
See,
Let's do it.
I'm going to. This table, it's sturdy, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I'm gonna step onto the table and walk kind of over Lena's hammer.
Okay.
I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna step back and be like, okay.
All right.
Here we go.
You
I'm
ready?
Gonna go ahead, I'm gonna grab the table, hold it still.
You're good armed because it's on my whole body. It's only fair, right? Because I don't want to get smashed by that.
They're both
Ready?
my good arms, to be fair.
Ready?
Really? I'm gonna look at both of your arms trying to gauge. Is one actually? Are they the same size? And
Probably pretty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay. Let's have a good, clean, fair match.
Fair.
Ready?
fair. I'm gonna put my hands on your. I mean, I imagine you're.
So you're gonna like
this.
grab
Absolutely,
hold
yeah.
like
both
this.
my little hands.
Absolutely.
Kazkaya, if you lose this, you're gonna have to die twice.
That
already
sounds
have to die.
fair.
Okay. How many drinks had you had?
I've only had two.
Nelwick. Okay, so you're officially you're not inebriated yet, so that's fine.
I'm just not strong.
And Kazkai isn't either. Okay, yeah. Opposing strength test.
Oh.
Do you want me to roll first so you can understand the embarrassment that'll be me?
No, I'll roll first. I don't mind.
All right. Well, Kaz has succeeded with 1+ successes, so you would have to succeed with more than that margin, which he does. So let's
my
see.
God.
Let's
Wait,
look
that's
at
your
that.
weapon skill.
What's my?
It's not your weapon skill. It's your strength.
Oh, well, that's not. My strength is 24. So
Oh,
it's-
okay. That's fair.
I pressed the wrong button. My bad. But yeah, my strength is 24. My weapon skill is 22. So
I was about to say, my weapon skill's higher. I could roll under that. And
That'd be a little different.
My bad.
Right.
But yeah,
Okay. So what do we got margin wise here? 15 points to.
I firmly believed the halfling was gonna get launched across the room.
I think
Yeah,
that's
me
still
too.
what's
Honestly, me
happening
too.
now, though. It's like he's throwing his whole body on the arm to win.
right.
And
Yeah.
then he's just gonna tumble over. I'll have to catch him on this side.
I'm basically pushing a lever. You
Isn't
know.
that about this?
It's.
they're
I
about
mean,
the
it's
same here.
virtually a complete tie. So for the first round of it, you're basically both like locked arms. And Kazkaya's probably somewhat internally
Confused.
embarrassed that she, even with both of his arms and his entire body weight behind it, you're not able to easily hurl him across the table. So you both have to kind of brace up and push again.
All right. I'll do the right one this time.
I should have shouted, heave!
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Nelwick gets a 27, which is only a minor fail.
Oh,
What is happening?
Okay.
I mean, it's
You know it's
leg
bound to
power,
happen.
really. Come on,
Well,
guys.
he's got an entire body and he's an entire body weight behind it, versus your one arm. So yeah,
that's a lot.
with everything that he's got, leaning against it, pushing, pulling, like, eventually, probably just the simple fact that you've had too much to drink and you're kind of tired. It's probably almost like a, oh, to hell with it. I don't care enough to fight with, to fight it anymore. And you let the little guy win because you're nice, aren't you? I'm
I
sure that has
imagine-
to be what happened.
I imagine I fall forward, right? Like,
Yeah, I was
off
gonna
the
say
table?
I'll catch you. I'll catch you as you roll off.
Like going down and yeah, the momentum.
Yeah, that was kind of lined up for it. Yeah. Sit down here. Little
Okay.
victim.
I
Got a lot of
won.
fighting you.
More shame.
All right. Next round's on me for that, and so I'll go buy us both a drink.
Okay.
Very good, Nelwick. I knew you could do
Then
it.
at that point, he
us
is
Rattlebones
one
got
beyond
it.
his normal drink level, and you're one beyond your threshold. So both of you need to make a consume alcohol roll.
I'm
Let's-
past my consume alcohol threshold, right?
Yeah, but only by the one drink, so you're only making a standard roll right now.
Let's do this. Oh.
I'm not about to watch people drink. I'll have also.
Oh,
learned
I'm
something.
gonna re-roll that. That
Okay.
would be embarrassing if I didn't get that one. That's just embarrassing.
There
Okay,
you
that's
go.
better.
Okay. Yep. You take a good swallow and fortify yourself against the booze, and Nelwick has failed by 2 complete. So Nelwick, yeah, this next mead. I mean, mead is pretty strong stuff, after you're down with this last mead, you are definitely feeling it, my little friend.
Okay.
And I would have paid for that one separate.
Okay.
Because Kazadrin paid for our first 2 rounds. At least that's what Kazkaya said
Gotcha.
he was going to. So she's not going to pay for him.
Well, just so you know, mead is 3 pennies, and
Okay.
the beer is 1 penny. So do your math on how you want to divide that up. But you've had, let's see, 12, 13, 14 beers, and 1, 2, 3 meads.
Making us do math on how we roll.
So like 4 pennies from me. That's all I'm
So
paying.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 16 pennies is your bar tabs currently.
4 of those I'm going to pay
And
straight
then
up.
your food was 2 pennies, so as another 8. So what's that? 24 pennies is what your total tab is, less what room has already been paid for.
So with this exchange rate, is that 240 pennies is 1 gold or 240 pennies is 20 silver?
I think
Yeah.
it's
And this exchange
240
rate is
equals
like-
20 silver.
So it's
equals
all the
1.
same. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, it's not fair if I don't pay for something. So,
I'm only paying for those last 2 drinks.
Okay.
so
So you're paying the 4. You're going to pay 4 pennies.
4 pennies.
All right. So that leaves 20 pennies to be paid.
I'll pay the 20 pennies. Yeah,
Okay.
Kazkaya just thinks that Kazadrin is there to pay for stuff.
that's basically what
It's
I'm
the
here
privilege
for.
that he
Big brothers
He's
do.
paying for the privilege of getting to walk to hang out with you, right?
That's
There
right.
we go. All right, so
Watching them, I'm actually gonna buy each of the dwarves another beer, and then myself and the halfling
another
me,
mead.
because it's got to be fair. I haven't paid for anything.
Okay. So that's another 8. So you're going to pay 8 pennies.
All right, I'll just do 10.
Oh, and if I'm drinking, I gotta roll.
Okay.
We have to roll again,
yeah,
don't
you'll
we?
have to
Yeah,
roll.
we do.
and
We all
both-
have to roll.
And both the halfling and the troll slayer have to roll, but you are now at a -10 on your consume alcohol skill because you are already inebriated.
I'm not inebriated.
Oh, Nelwick, you're shit-faced. Kazkaya still managing. Is that
Still
with
going
the minus
strong.
10?
That
And
is. I have a 50.
rolling
There you go.
whatever.
Okay, so
Oh, no.
Kazkaya is still holding her drink, holding her own. Kazadrin, unless you're re-rolling, is getting a little.
It's the end of the night and we're turning in.
Yeah. So Lena is smashed.
But I've
Nelwick
also
is
played
smashed.
one.
Kazadrin is slightly tipsy, and Kazkaya is still sitting there like, when's the drinking start? Yeah, so at least 2 of you are probably ready for bed.
What a night! I got free pipe weed, pipe wood,
I would.
pipe wood, and all the drinks.
There you go.
You got wood?
Like,
You've got mail.
He's got a room too.
Alright. Well, you all get a good night's sleep. Some of you probably sleep better than others. And when you awaken the next day, you'll notice that there's several of the people are still here, but not all of them. And we are going to, here we go, move some people around. Not you, you stay where you belong. Okay, but the following morning you come down to a totally different set of delicious smells as you get the undeniable smell of bacon cooking away. And once you get down, you notice that some of the people are the same. There's a few different people in here. The dwarves are now sitting with the Bretonnians. The 2 people that were with the Bretonnians are not here. And several of the other halflings are kind of just... let's move some of these as well. But most people at this point are tucking into large platters of food. As you wander down the stairs and peer at the tables, you notice big wooden plates with multiple eggs, sausages, bacon, kind of a fried-looking crusts of bread, and big, ripe, mushy kind of over-fried tomatoes as well. Really big, kind of luscious-looking, delicious breakfast, as long as you're into lots of meat and fried things. But as soon as you make your way down, in no time flat, young Hillary Brandy Snap is at the table. Right, what can I get you? 4
Do you have
brekkies?
anything for a headache?
Yes. Don't drink so heavily the night before.
Oh, is that why? Oh.
Oh yeah.
That's or you could start drinking earlier in the day.
Did you mix your drinks, love?
I don't remember.
Ah, that's probably it as well. Either you drank entirely too much, or you had the wrong concoction. Not good to mix your drinks, especially not meads with beers or wines with beers. It never goes down well.
Oh. And I'm gonna pull out like parchment paper and start
Make
writing that
notes.
down.
Do not drink beer and mead at the same time. Okay.
Not mix.
All the fried food that smells
He
delicious.
says, well, a nice fried platter will help out with your hangovers, and, of course, there's nothing wrong with the hair of a dog either.
Hair
Yes.
from a what?
And enough
The
of
air
all
of the
that
dog.
around should be good.
Oh, it's an expression. It means a hair from the dog that bit you. In other words, have another drink and kind of dull the senses, and it'll kind of help take the edge off the hangover. And let
Oh, I'm gonna write that down too.
She says, so 4 platters and, what should we say, 4 ales?
No, mead for me.
Oh,
Just
okay.
one.
And
Three
we still
ales
have
and
mead
1
later in
mead?
the day, so
Oh,
ale for me.
I should have. Oh, okay. Yes.
Right, there you are then.
We're
And
gonna
off she
we're gonna
goes.
order her a mead for sure.
Yeah, mead for her.
All
she
right,
gets the
so
mead.
the halfling
Yes,
and the human initiate, you both get your glasses of mead, and then the dwarves get another big flagon of ale. And she slings these huge platters down. The grease is dripping off the side of the plates. And to some
Good
of you,
for
it
a
probably looks
hangover.
delicious. To those of you that are really done, the fact that the eggs aren't quite entirely cooked all the way through might make you feel a little bit. I don't know. It depends on how you choose to take it.
Sounds good to me.
You gotta slurp. You gotta slurp.
Slurp the eggs.
Slurp the eggs.
I'm going to fill my pipe weed with the tobacco,
Okay.
and
With the
Try
herb,
it.
with the herb of the lake.
I'm gonna try it because hopefully that'll help dull some of the hangover.
Okay. It is.
Something.
You will just. I mean, it's down to you to decide how you like it. It is definitely a quality pipeweed, but it is incredibly floral. Way more floral than typical moot styles of pipeweed. But it's definitely not bad. Now, the fact that you like sweet things,
Yeah,
you might
up my
actually
alley.
probably really like this.
So I'm gonna take a puff and I'm gonna be, whoa, man, the guy's an asshole, but this is really good. And I'm gonna offer the pipe
Yeah,
to
pass it
Lena.
here. Pass it here.
Oh, Lena first. Lena first.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here's another experience with your new friends. They take you out drinking and they encourage you to smoke. They
She's
are
like, "You're a great party."
influence.
do I blow on it?
No, you inhale
pump
and
trap.
then you bring it into your lungs and then you let it sit there for a little bit and then you expel it. If you really don't want the full experience, you could just have it in your mouth and not inhale it at all. But we kind of already know that's.
I'm
if
sorry.
you do that,
In my brain, I just heard, that's what she said. Okay.
of course.
I'm gonna attempt and probably just end up coughing a whole lot and handing it back. Yeah, that's nice.
The secondhand smell of this stuff is kind of very, very floral and has a very pleasant bouquet to those sort of people that would like nice smells.
It tastes
Florally
like
smells.
flowers.
I'm gonna then offer it to the left of me to
Okay.
Kazadrin.
Ah. There.
And again, it's down to you to decide how your dwarven palate likes it.
Prefer more of an earthy blend, you know.
Yeah, little stony blend.
Yeah.
Living stone.
Yes.
Alrighty. Yeah, so after a very hearty breakfast, again, it's 2 pennies for your meal, 2 pennies for the mead, and 1 penny for the ale. So you can all deduct whatever monies you see fit.
I will put in. So how much is that total? I will pay for this because I didn't pay for anything last night, so I kind of feel guilty.
Yeah,
14. 14 pennies for breakfast.
Perfect. I will give all 14 pennies on the table. Be like,
Okay.
this
There you go.
breakfast is on me, guys. On me.
All right. Well, it is not long before, after early breakfast, the place starts to clear out. They all start flooding out and into the streets. As the door opens, and the sounds of like much more vibrant music and the sounds of laughter and jollities, and it's very, very loud and noisy out there already. The festival is in full swing.
Let's
Okay,
go out.
we gotta go.
Okay.
Let's go.
And out into the streets we go of Gitfell.
Kazkaya's dragging Kazadrin along.
Okay.
And I'm right on their heels.
yeah, I'm there.
Can't miss anything.
Hey, there's experiences to be had.
That's right.
Knowledge.
I feel like I didn't think these two were gonna get along, but I think they're gonna be best friends.
Okay. Right.
Uh,
out we go.
Which two are you
Let's do it.
talking, Nat?
Lena
Like,
and
we all get along really
Kazkaya.
good.
No, but
Okay.
Lena and Kazkaya, I wasn't expecting them to get along that well, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be best friends on adventures here.
All right. So once you come outside, there are several things going on. There is a fishing contest that is going on the river. You can see various halflings with their rods all lined up in a row, and somebody kind of officiating. A lot of the children are across the river over here in the apple orchard with little kind of wooden pails, and they're obviously going to be doing some kind of fruit picking. There are people dancing over behind the warehouses. They're all dressed in kind of white and brown clothing. They have got hats on kind of like this, but with colored ribbons around them. They've got socks all the way up to their knees. They're wearing bells off of their wrists and bells off of their ankles. And they're all dancing around a great big bloody pole with
A bloody pole.
a huge big pole with ribbons, like long ribbons coming out. And as they dance,
Your
they're
British is
weaving
showing,
these ribbons
sorry.
around the pole in some kind of elaborate weave.
Oh, a maypole. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. They're Morris dancers, the worst.
Uh,
If you're from England, you know what a Morris dancer is. But it is very kind of flamboyant and loud. Again, there are tables set up outside of every house with little tiny hand pies of all kinds of varieties, and they are all free. There's little pots, like little bowls that you can put donations in or tip if you feel that that's something you want to do, but it's certainly not anything that you have to do. There is a strong smell in the air, a very smoky smell, and down here in the field, they have some bonfires with several suckling pigs that they have got laid over top on spits, and they are roasting those and cooking them and cutting off the meat and slapping it on big kind of like wedges of bread, loading it down with some kind of brown sweet sauce, dumping onions and other crap on top of it, and handing it out willy-nilly. And halflings are stuffing it in their faces and
oh
having
my god.
all their chins and mouths covered in this sauce. And they're
Guys, can we make
Halfling
Pie Week
street
real?
tacos. Yeah, halfling street tacos sounds amazing.
It really does.
Oh my god, it's like ah.
um, so they're doing that. Over at the entrance to the big hallway, which is still officially closed, there is a table set up, and behind that table are 4 large kegs. Standing behind the table over to the side is a very well-dressed halfling, very regal looking, and next to him is another halfling who looks a little bit more rough and rugged than the average halfling. Looks a little bit more kind of down and dirty. He's got several scars on his face. His hands are all scarred up. And he's actually like carrying a pretty nice looking sword. It's not too hard to figure out that he is some kind of security or bodyguard for whoever this person is. He's still a halfling though. Yeah.
That's kind of racist, Core.
All I'm saying is a halfling on a good day is not gonna be a good match for the average troll slayer. Unless it's an arm wrestle.
It's a half a ling, you know.
Unless
You
it's
only
an
have to
arm
give it the
wrestle.
respect.
And basically, there is a little plaque that is there announcing that this is the festival beer that has been brewed specifically for the festival. It is a limited thing that is different every single year, and it is on the plaque. It says courtesy of Dagobert Heathland, and he's encouraging everybody to come up and get a free pint.
So what are the odds that that's Dagobert?
I'm going to look at Kazkaya, and I'm just going to say,
This guy's going straight for the drink.
oh, I was going to ask you where we're going to go, but I guess I already know. Okay.
So over here you can get a nice pint of this special brew. It is a little bit more potent than the average.
Oh, we're doing this again?
So this beer is more like a double IPA. It's about a 9% volume alcohol-wise. So one beer is 2 beers. So you'd only have to drink 1 on Monday.
Well, you might as well be
We're already
speaking a
all
different
drinking.
language to me. This is Thursday, so.
But it is a very kind of hoppy, very
more
hoppy,
grass.
citrusy kind of beer. But everybody seems to be enjoying it and lapping it up. And there are already signs of inebriation in the street, and it's probably no more than about 8 a.m.
Oh, I like
I'm-
this
So,
place.
it's going to
I'm
be a
gonna-
long day.
I'm going to get a glass, but drink it very slowly.
Okay.
Like I'm taking my sweet
I'm
time.
just drinking it like normal.
I am
Yeah, same.
trying to drink the same as Cascai.
You're going to
Cat's
die.
gonna-
I'm going to get alcohol poisoning eventually.
We're gonna get you consume alcohol just the sheer amount of what you're drinking to
You're
keep
gonna
up with
earn
me.
it. Hey, drink enough, and I'll let you buy it. I'll let you spend 100 EXP to get it.
She's just like, Mama didn't raise no bitch. She's trying to keep up with her. She's like, I gotta do this. It's for
So,
great
yeah,
justice.
between barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, if that's what you want to call them, free beer, hand pies of every variety, little pork pies, little meat pies, little fruit pies, little fly pies, whatever they are. There's all different manner of things. There's even someone selling chewing leather.
The hell is that?
So
I guess
chewing
it's
leather.
what it sounds like. Leather you chew
is
on.
exactly what it sounds like. So the halflings have a thing where they basically smoke and flavor leather, and you chew it. And kind of like chewing tobacco, really, but you never actually consume it, although I'm sure there are plenty of times halflings have indeed swallowed this leather.
no.
I mean, it's just cowhide after all. Yeah, it's all got different flavors, so you can kind of sit there. There are even children that you can see with strips of leather hanging out of their mouths,
I'm
noshing
sure that's
down
great
on
for
this.
Now,
their
Gore,
teeth development.
Genuine question. Is this like Bazooka Joe gum that like loses its flavor after 10 chews? You know,
Probably
Well, if
lasts
it's
longer
smoked,
than
it
10
probably
stews.
sits in, yeah.
But they sell the
Right.
strip. The strips are about a cow's
Zebra
tail length.
okay.
Here comes the prop.
So you start on one end, and then you slowly just. I mean, you'll see people in different
It's a
stages.
flashback. I've seen
At
this
different
before.
stages, got it.
I've seen this exact thing before.
So they're like chewing their way down it, and like. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's a thing.
I'll get a
Fact,
I'll
he
get a
has that
strip.
on hand.
He has the hat and the
all the
tail.
time.
Always at the ready.
You never know when you might need a cat tail.
Well, I always have one right here.
A cow tail.
A cow tail.
Telltale.
Yeah, no,
A
I'll
cow tail
indulge.
is an official unit of measurement, by the way. That's a cow tail.
I'll get a strip.
It's
I'll
about
chew it
10
a little
inches.
bit.
Okay, yep. But amongst all of that, as I said, there are so many festivities going on. You're able to go and watch the fishing if you want. It's fun watching halflings fish because some of the larger fish are quite a challenge for them to try to land, being that they don't have the body weight necessarily to stay on the bank. But, as you're watching, there are numerous times that halflings go in, chasing their rod and hanging on to it for dear life, scrabbling to
Oh,
grab hold of
no.
something on the bank. But throughout the entire day, there are all kinds of fun things that you guys can do. And you'd have to basically be undead to not have fun at this festival. As the evening starts to creep in, eventually everything comes to a grinding halt.
Oh.
And
Oh,
a
geez,
fanfare
it
blows. And everyone's like cheering, like they all know what that means, and they all begin to leave the streets and flood towards the warehouse.
I'm heading that way too.
Okay. As they do so, you notice that in front of the warehouse, the beer has gone. However, instead of a table there is now like a little pedestal. Standing on the pedestal is this well-dressed halfling. And he stands there and says, "Today is the 8th day of Ointzeat. Thus, the final day of Pywink. May we be forever in Esmeralda's good graces, and may..." Sorry, he says, "and may Phineas bless this year's crop. In 2 weeks, it is the great harvest, and it promises to be as bountiful as ever it has been over the past several years. Indeed, for the past 6 years, we have been blessed with an undeniable gift, as the crops in the field have yielded the largest quantities of Fumigator, Fogmaker Red, and Ava Prime Brand as ever has been done. It is with this that I welcome you all to the feast hall and the celebration of the Great Pie!" And with that, they all, "Rah!" And then he gets out of the way and they pour in to the warehouse.
Oh my goodness. A great pie. That's not a pie.
Okay.
Don't know what I was expecting.
I'm hoping Francois Bardon didn't poison the pie with his stupid pipe weed.
With his assholishness.
We'll turn it French.
No!
No.
He'll put frog's legs in it. Okay.
That's racist.
You wander in and everybody immediately is scrabbling for tables. And yes, as you glance around, you can see the dwarves are over here. Francois and his young lady are over here. There are a couple more humans over here. Already there's a little halfling band in the corner, and a bunch of the younger halflings are dancing flamboyantly in front of it. There are several halfling girls that are running around handing out fresh baked bread, drinks, refilling things, and over to the side there is some more of the ale that has been set up because they moved it in Tons and tons. All the children have gathered all the apples, and those are here on the table for all to enjoy. And there are pies. A table full of pies. Many, many regular-sized pies. All of which are being flung on the table, and people are just eating huge chunks of the delicious pies. Another pig is over here roasting. There is more ale over here that can be had. All that remains to be done really is for you to find your places and enjoy the festivities and await
So
presentation of the pie.
Seeing Francois over here, I'm just gonna hold up my arms and be like, not the right side. We go on the left. We go to the left. I don't want to sit next to that Bretonian.
Right, but there's not a lot of room over there.
Talk to someone's deity.
Let's make some room. You know.
Scoop people around or whatever.
Yeah.
A small one. If you duck the other side here, you can probably sit across. We can fit a couple.
Yep, there's room to wedge a couple of you in here, and you could sit across on the other side there for sure.
I'll pop my way around. I see it's her day off. I smile.
We're gonna take a detour for a drink again.
Okay.
So
Yep, I mean, the
Grabbing a
serving
drink.
girls are bringing drink and food for everybody. But you are more than welcome to do exactly what this couple of young halflings seem to have done. They have made themselves a home next to the barrels and are just leaning over and pouring their own drinks and guzzling them. And they're merrily sitting arm in arm with one arm tucked around the other and just with a big grin on their face. Clearly they have been at it all day. Some of them are as red as Nelwick.
I'll get my own drink and then move over to the table.
Okay.
As you're walking back, you're gonna see me flagging you like.
I'll turn around and get two.
Alrighty. Yep, the evening goes on. The festivities are had. The music continues to play. Pies are eaten. At this point, they're eating everything. There is steak. There is fresh corn. There is apples. There is all kinds of berries. There are roasted meats, roasted fowl. There is even like platters of apples that have been coated in some kind of dark syrup and then allowed to go hard. The food here is exceptional. And bottom line is everybody is thoroughly enjoying themselves as the evening continues to wear on. Everybody's friendly. Everybody seems to be talking to everybody. Everybody's getting along. Just chit-chatting, getting up periodically, dancing, eating more than they should, drinking definitely more than they should, smoking and making merry. What do you guys want to, anything specific you want to do? Incidentally, the person that announced all this is sitting pride of place up at the table, up here at the head, with his gruff-looking friend sitting
On the
next
table.
to him, who just
Okay.
materialized into a pie.
I hate it when that happens.
My week is people.
Zoom in on you guys a little bit. Okay.
I will be trying all the food, but not drinking as much because
I will be trying all the food and drinking as much.
Okay.
I will be feasting wherever I feel I need to.
Okay. Are
And I'm trying to keep up, but probably not doing a great job.
So
of
how
it.
many of you are actually kind of planning on? I guess let me ask this question: are any of you deliberately pacing yourselves so that you don't have to kind of consume alcohol skills this early on, or are you not doing
Yeah.
that and you're like just
Yeah,
going for
I
broke?
don't want a headache tomorrow, so I'll probably do that a little bit.
Gotcha. So again, if you're human, you can drink a couple of drinks within an hour and not have to make a roll. If you're dwarven,
Kaya's
you can drink
probably
4.
gonna water.
And
her
if you
things
are
down.
dwarves with alcohol, consume alcohol, you can drink 5.
They're
Yeah.
both good on 5, yeah.
That lets you know. I mean, 5 beers an hour is a pretty decent amount, unless you start going for the Pie Fest stuff, which, being that it's 9%, counts as 2. But the regular
Oh,
ale is just 4 or 5%. So
yeah, I'm definitely pacing myself.
Okay.
I just don't want to get so drunk I can't record what's happening.
Kazkaya is probably gonna start watering down Lena's drinks a little bit, just so you can keep going the whole night.
Okay.
Yay! Somebody looking out for me. I love it.
There you go. That's what you need. Buddy.
And in the midst of eating the food and drinking, would probably look to Kazri and be like, "I knew this was a good idea to take this trip."
Oh yeah,
Okay.
if you've never been to Pie Week, it's on most people's bucket list at some point.
Hey, it's on mine now.
Live for Pie Week, die for honor.
Hey, when we do Harry Rokon, we're gonna recreate.
That's what
Pie
that's what
Week.
I'm saying this whole time.
Yes!
It's
Have a pie
like this
night.
is how we're gonna do it.
Absolutely.
I'm down.
5 beers in an hour is a lot. Hey, again, you got to be a dwarf who consume alcohol to pull it off. All right.
That's me, baby.
Once again, everything finally, when the halfling at the end of the table stands up and he taps his metal tankard, everybody hushes up and he says, I, Dagobert Heathland, official supervisor of Pie Week and officiator, would now like to announce it is the time you have waited for all year. Some of you, your whole lives. For many of you, your entire lives have been attributed to coming and summing it all up on this moment, this suspicious occasion. With that, I decree, raise your glasses. And the girls that are serving girls are rushing around. Anybody that doesn't have a full glass is getting a full glass. If you didn't have mead in it before, or if you had mead in it before, it's Pie-toberfest type beer now, right? It's going in. You're getting it. It's mixed drinks, whatever,
Oh,
but they're
okay.
filling everybody's glass up. He says, in the name of the goddess Esmeralda, with a kind word and appreciation for Phineas, I proclaim the doors be opened. And with that, they open the double doors, and all of the people turn to stare as you hear, oh, and cries of awe as they bring in the pie. The pie is brought on a huge cart. It is pulled by halflings, not people. And eventually, it is situated pied in place.
I didn't believe.
It has pied in place of the festival. It is a absolute colossal monstrosity of a pie. Everybody gets a plate of pie, all from the same pie. It is not a problem. With that, they all start playing the music and singing again, and the serving girls go over with a whole bunch of silver platters, and they start carving out huge sections of the pie, of which you can see steam arising. So clearly, this thing has been cooked somewhere. What fucking oven did they use to make this thing? It's an enigma to all. But slowly but surely, they start working their way around, and eventually, with a smile and with a smile and pleasantries, they hand you your big platter of delicious hot pie, and invite you to enjoy and continue with the libations and consume this year's Pie-tacular. Okay. It is a most interesting flavored pie.
Oh god.
If you
What does
want to
that
make
mean?
a roll to try to identify this contents of this pie, you can.
I do.
Do good.
Is it the same roll as I did last night?
It is. So, but you never know. You
Uh,
might just happen to pick up on a flavor or something that's.
Just
I'm
apprehensive.
re-rolling.
Yes.
Apprehensive every time somebody describes a flavor.
I
as
am not re-rolling.
interesting.
It's a
All right.
smaller failure.
Yep. There are so many notes to this pie, it's almost impossible to pin it down. There is definitely pork in this pie. There is definitely apples in this pie.
Oh, I don't like meat.
But there are plenty of other things in this pie as well. Is that a twig? You're not entirely sure as you pick through some of it and like, what is that? Leather? Anyway.
The hell?
But despite all of the oddities, it is deliciously flavored. Even if you don't eat the pork, the gravy and the apples go together and marry together to be just delicious. And everybody just starts to chow down on the pie and thoroughly enjoy themselves. Once again, Dagobert Heathland stands up. A toast to all excellent people that are here. May your year be prosperous.
Not
May
the
your
halflings, they're
crops
not
grow
people.
strong. He said, don't forget to make your offerings tomorrow, as necessary, to Phineas for a great tobacco crop this year, to Esmeralda in thanks for the pie, and for those of you that get lucky tonight, don't forget to go by Hyacinth's shrine. And everybody just bursts out laughing and giggling, and a lot of the younger halflings go bright red. All of a sudden, however, a young halfling comes screaming into the feast hall, yelling at the top of his voice, bringing everything. Initially, nobody really hears him, but then eventually, people start looking around and eyes fall on him. And he's like, Master Heathland! Master Heathland! The fields are aflame! The fields are on fire! And with that, he's like, do what? He says, your crop, Master Heathland! Your tobacco's burning! And with that, oh, good Christ! And he gets up, knocking the table over, and charges towards the door. Several other halflings charge out behind him. Quite a few of them don't. They're like, and carry on drinking and eating, and you see several of them sliding other people's plates over in front of them, and they start eating. But yeah, they're kind of all charging out, and there seems to be a huge panic that suddenly riled up amongst the halflings. You really have a choice. You can stay and enjoy the festivities, or you can rush out and see if you want to find out what's going on, or possibly offer your services.
I'm gonna look to everybody.
Services?
That's reason for a loan, right? The field's kind of close to the hole.
The fields are not far, and by now the doors are wide open, y'all can smell it. There's a strong aroma of tobacco in the air.
Come on, then.
Oh no.
I'm gonna look across the table at who sold the guy who sold me the weed, the pipe weed.
Okay.
What's he doing?
He's sitting there finishing his drink.
Does he look happy?
No, not really, but if you're kind of paying attention and kind of looking at him, do you have let's see. Are you trained in either lip reading, or do you have the blather skill?
No,
Okay.
neither.
In that case, you can give me a perception skill roll.
I'm never gonna succeed.
Oh.
You are unperceptive.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he really doesn't seem to have. I mean, he seemed kind of in surprise and alarm and acting like, oh, mon Dieu, and all this stuff with everybody else. But at
Right.
this point, it's more of a, I'm a pompous, rich Bretonian. What the hell am I going to do? How am I going to
Right.
help? Type thing.
Okay.
So, that could easily be it. I'm trying to
s-
find a thing here.
Seeing the two get up and go, I'm gonna look to the Troll Slayer.
Yeah, I'm following. I don't want to miss anything.
I'm gonna take another swig of the drink and a handful of pie and get up and follow my brother.
Okay, by now the pie's pretty much gone. Okay.
Flew out of here.
Pardon me, dear pie.
Flying by.
Yeah, I would be like begrudgingly following in the sense, not that I don't want to help, but just like, ugh, we're giving up drinking for this, and it's not a part of my story.
Okay. Yep. Once you get out there, the tobacco fields are ablaze. Particularly, however, only the main tobacco field that sells the fumigator. The other fields that have Fogmaker Red and Ava Prime Blend are not aflame. It is only the fumigator that is aflame. Dagobert Heathland is screaming at everybody, "Grab a bucket, head to the river, get water, come on, put this fire out, damn it!"
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tie up my robes and try to help.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll grab 2 buckets. Yeah.
All right. Well, I know a lot
They
of the other
call me
halflings
2
are.
buckets.
Okay. Yep. So you all kind of you're all chipping in, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So do any of you anybody, well, I mean, if you're skilled in it, you'll know you are. So everybody give me an outdoor survival skill roll, please.
Oh god.
Gosh.
Oh, we got a
Oh!
success from Khazadrin.
Oh. Nope.
Anybody
Come
fail?
on.
Want to re-roll?
No.
Okay.
I'll do one more. I still got points.
Yep. Oh.
Hey!
Yay!
Whoa.
That's an 1. That's an
Back in
awesome
time.
success.
Orange Fury!
You chose now to succeed, and you succeeded well.
Okay. So, everybody is helping, but Nelwick, being a kind of an outdoorsy type, and understanding of how forest fires work, probably, and along with the quick, and kind of blazing way that Khazadrin is like out there, probably tipping water with one hand and swatting flames with his shield on the other. With the help of everybody else, eventually you do manage to kind of quell the flames. It does take a good couple of hours of work, but eventually pretty much all of the burning is transpired and kind of brought under control. But with that, towards the final flames as they're doused, Dagobert Heathland is like, "Oh, there's nothing left! There's nothing left! I'll have someone's eyes for this, I will! Venture and Melissa! I want everybody questioned! Whoever did this, we're gonna string them up by their testicles and beat them with sticks!" And his little friend is looking very kind of gleeful, rubbing his hands together. He says, "I don't know who did this and why they did it, but to do this 2 weeks before the harvest, on the 8th day of Earthseat," he said, "what blasphemy is this? It's like pissing in the face of all that we know dear. Somebody took a huge domesticated crap on Esmeralda's shrine, and poor Phineas, I don't understand, but somebody here must have done something wrong to bring about Phineas's wrath that he would rob us of this crop. I've done my part. I've done what I'm supposed to do. Something else is at play here. Something no halfling would dare do. I know that to be true. They'd never bring about the down favor of one of their gods. Round up the outsiders. Bring them to me, he says. At which point, most of the halflings look at him like, how? But at which point, his little sidekick immediately starts roaming up, glances around, and says, everybody, get back to the feast hall. Anybody that ain't back in the feast hall within 10 minutes, we're going to assume you're guilty. And with that, all the halflings are all, oh, and instantly they usher their way back to the feast hall as fast as their little legs will carry them. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna regret this.
Dagobert is just standing there scowling at his fields, watching all the, he's oblivious. The halflings are all like going past him as they're heading, and he's just standing there, red faced.
I'm gonna keep my buckets from when I was putting out the fires, and so that everybody knows where I was.
I have a bucket.
Yeah, still carrying my bucket. I'm gonna walk over to Dagobert, was it?
He looks up and he says, do you know anything about this?
I do not, but I wish to help.
And yes, Dagobert Aethland. I am the volunteered patron of this village. And these are my farms. I also own the tavern.
I understand.
And the warehouses.
I agree. This is a travesty. I'd like to offer my services in helping to find the culprit. This is a great injustice.
Well, you're into justice and stuff, are you?
I am an initiate of our goddess Verena.
We have a shrine for that, he says to one of the others. They're like, he's like, oh, but it's a justice type thing, is it?
Of justice and knowledge.
He says, good. I like that. That sounds good and useful. He says, yes.
I like to think so.
By all means, dispense some justice on my behalf. I'll pay you, of course.
Oh, payment's not necessary. Justice is my reward.
While that's happening, is there any way, since we've been at it for 2 hours, and I know that people have been scurrying all around these fields, to determine where it started? Like what's more scorched than other things?
Maybe.
Because
if that's
I'm
a thing
an
you want
outdoorsy
to try
person.
to do.
Yeah, what is your career again?
Investigate.
Yeah, I want to investigate the fields, try to ascertain where it started.
Okay.
I mean, finding a trail might be hard to do for that
I
purpose.
love it when Shagget ascertains.
I'm ascertaining, Gore.
He loves to ascertain.
I love ascertaining. So yeah, I want to figure out the origin of the fire, what burned more. Since we've been at it for a while, the wind has been blowing particular directions, right? So that would help deduce and ascertain, since that's what made me say it more than once.
Yeah, so by now, all the other halflings are gone to where they're supposed to be, and are no doubt being talked to by Dagobert's little lapdog. But you guys are all still here in the field, so I'm assuming by your tone that you're gonna help Lena try to figure out what's going on. Okay.
Yes.
Investigate, quick. What are your halfling eyes?
Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. All right. In that case,
I can tell you what kind of
does
stone it
anybody?
is.
So those of you that are investigating, first question: do any of you have follow trail?
I do.
Then roll, sir.
I have 1 fortune point left. I probably will need it, because even though I'm trained, follow trail.
We haven't been rolling the best.
No.
Hey!
Bam!
Why did I do that again? Really?
Look at you.
That's awesome. Okay. So You very
We're just
quickly
overhearing all the
discern a
math.
couple of things. Over here, where are you, Hobbit boy? There you are. Okay, over here, you find that there is a couple of small tinder bundles that are like discarded on the floor. One is partially burned, but looks like it didn't fully ignite. Where those tinder bundles are, there are also some pretty heavy, deep footprints, all of which are significantly too small to be halflings. On the grounds that halflings have pretty damn big feet for their small size.
What the hell is smaller than a halfling?
So, well, foot-wise, just about everybody.
Oh, well.
But they're still quite wide. So, you're pretty much convinced that this was not a halfling that did it, but it was no small person either. I mean, you rolled pretty well, so you figured out a fair bit. And by the implications of these bundles, it was definitely a deliberate set. The wind was blowing away from where you're standing across the field, so this would have been the place to set fire to it and let the wind take the flame across the fields.
So okay, I'm sorry. So the footprints are not halfling, but are smaller. I'm sorry, that confused me.
So
Smaller but wide.
Smaller but wide.
they're smaller
Somebody
than
with
halfling
popsicle
footprints, but they're
sticks.
pretty wide. So if you think like a heavy boot on a person, but it was kind of a wide footprint. Wider than... Definitely... I mean, you could look at Lena's feet and tell, wasn't her.
I
Right.
have dainty little feet.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm thinking dwarf, right? Because they're wide people.
Could
too.
be.
Oh, don't say that.
I mean, if you get your dwarven friends to kind of put their foot down next to them, I mean, it might not be
Yeah.
a perfect match, but it's pretty close.
Oh, shit.
I am going to alert. I'm not going to pick anything up because I don't want to like
Contaminate the
hold
crime scene.
evidence, right?
Yeah, you
I'm
won't
gonna
be able to use your forensics.
I'm gonna take out my camera, take photographs, so I can put it on a board. You know.
Collect
Tape
DNA.
everywhere. Yep.
Put down the numbers.
Guys, come here. Evidence. I'm just gonna be pointing at the ground, which to a lot of people, I guess, just looks like ground, right?
Ba-ba-ba-boom.
No, I'm gonna run over there and
Okay,
squat down.
Don't step on it.
Oh,
You see them? And the tinder boxes, one didn't catch. It was here.
Is Dagobert still there?
He's there listening intently, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna summon him over too.
And he's
you know.
kind of,
Look.
at this point,
Um,
okay, he comes wandering over. What you found there then, eh?
possible footprints and what they used to start the fire. Hey, Khazadrin, come here.
Aye.
Can you step really heavily, just right? And I'm not gonna point like on the crime scene, right where you are, and so I could look at your feet.
Okay. Weird ask, but I'll go ahead and sink my foot in the ground.
Okay,
And
yeah, I mean,
float away.
I'm gonna hop over and look at it.
it lays a very similar sized footprint or boot print to the others. Not quite the same, but
Not quite the
but
same.
it
right?
is different.
Well, I mean, it wasn't Khazadrin,
Well, no, he
or-
was with us in the hall.
obviously, but it could be a dwarf.
But that doesn't really narrow it down, though, does
Well,
it?
there's two other dwarves. Didn't talk to them, but
I think it was a dwarf. And I'm gonna look at the leader. A dwarf somewhere back at the place, not here, because these are my friends and they were all with us.
it could also be a manling with a similar foot size.
True.
Met a couple of manlings
Or-
who could wear
or-
dwarf
or-
boots.
Or a human child?
Okay, well, instead of talking about what it could be, what about what it can't be?
Halfling? And you?
That also doesn't narrow it down much, does it?
Well, it narrows it down here in our immediate area.
Yep, so he
Well,
kind of
Well,
looks
we know
They're
at
in
none of
town, like,
us did
80,
it.
90.
So what you're saying is, whoever did this was either a dwarf or a human man.
A wide human with big feet. Wide feet. Girthy feet.
Got ya. Well then, let's go and lynch all the men and dwarves.
Okay, let's slow down.
Present company excluded, of course, because
Well,
you'd
I
hardly
mean, that,
implicate yourselves, would you? That would be stupid.
no, but just eliminating everyone seems a bit rash and unfair.
And quite honestly, not the spirit of the day.
Correct. I do think that we need to post people around and make sure no one leaves.
I could do that part. That part's not too hard.
But you're a person, not people. You can't be everywhere at once. You're gonna need help. Seeing as we've ascertained that it is not one of our halflings that lives here, it's not a Gipfelian, then I'll have Gipfelians surround the entrances and exits so that people cannot get in and out.
Yes, these people or
Any water
this
left
person
in that
or
bucket, I need
people.
to sober up.
Do we have any water left in any of our buckets?
If there is, he'll basically pick it up and pour it on his head. And then...
Okay, I think that is a great idea. But this person or persons could be dangerous, so we need to set a precedent that if they encounter someone trying to leave, that they make as much noise as possible so that other people can come and help.
Right, I like that idea. Alarms. We'll all the Mars dancers had bells. We'll distribute the bells. People can ring the bells if there's something going on. That's a great idea.
Excellent.
Now I don't know about you two dwarves. And I don't know about you, young halfling. I haven't seen you around here, so I'm assuming you're from another town here in the mountain.
Yeah.
She says that she's going to help us because she's all into justice. Are y'all into justice too, or are you just volunteering to help?
We're in dawn, or at least.
He says, well, I don't mind paying for that prevention, is all I'm saying. If it'll incentivize you to do a better job, I don't mind paying. I've got money. Granted, I'm going to have a fucking lot less of it this year, considering that the fumigator crop is destroyed. But we have had a good 5 or 6 years past, because of things and stuff, and blessings from Phineas, although I'm not entirely sure why he's pissed off at us right now and allowed my fields to fucking burn, the bastard. But none said, I don't mind paying. So I am willing to give each of you 5 gold pieces if you help her solve this problem and bring those bastards to justice.
Deal.
I could be convinced for that price.
That would
That's a
pay for
pretty
a
good price
house.
for us.
What mystery to solve? And we get to deal out justice at the same time.
He says,
Not-
deal it out,
not-
woman! Deal it out hard!
Not to be excited for your setback, your tragedy, but I am excited to do this.
It is a tragedy.
Might I suggest you use some of your guards to watch the other fields so they don't catch?
I will, but I don't understand why anybody would do something like this. My
Oh.
poor fields. I get fellas and halflings work their asses off in these fields all year long to produce this crop. And in a matter of minutes, somebody comes and sets a fire to it.
No, they're there. I'm gonna pat him on the back. It's a great injustice, but justice will be served.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna hug him.
Oh.
Little halfling in me feels.
Yeah, he'll
really
kind of
horrible.
hug you back. And he says, you're a good lot, you are. I appreciate you helping me here. So let's get back and set out the halflings to go and do their watching with their bells. And we'll investigate. Well, you could investigate, do what did you do, because I don't really know much about all that. But you do what you gotta do. And find me the culprits. And then we'll do what needs to be done to them. Probably won't string them up by their testicles and beat them. Probably imprison them is probably more likely what we'll do, or turn them over to the proper authorities when we get chance. Just lock them up short term, like.
We'll find
But-
something that's appropriate. Yes.
That's right. Well, anyway,
It'll be fair.
to the warehouse.
To the warehouse.
I love this guy.
I even say it with the same slur. To the warehouse.
Kazkai is just gonna sigh and be like, I need another drink to deal with this.
Well, your job is really just to look scary in this, isn't it?
I think I can pull that off.
Help yourself.
I'm gonna
Okay,
be like,
so
"Kazkai,
once you get
it's
back
a
in there,
mystery.
he'll go back to his position, and as you get in there, the other halfling is standing. Need to move him to the top.
I'm gonna look for the dwarves that were there earlier.
Yeah, they're not here.
Let's see. Nope, they are here. They're just up here. Moved them. Hang on.
No, they're there.
So the other the other little halfling fellow is standing up on the pie cart and has kind of gotten everybody, and I'll put you here because you're with your buddies, and is kind of like yelling at everybody to own up who did it, and threatening all kinds of unspeakable and unpleasant punishments that will be laid down on anybody if they hold or harbor whoever the fugitives are. With that, once you all come in, Dagobert Heathland says, "You can stand down now." He says, "I have hired experts, expert justificers. They are going to get to the bottom of this. Your job is to help administer the militias. Get as many fine halflings as you can with bells. And I want them posted on the riverbanks, and I want them posted on the bridges, and I want them posted on the busted roads. No one's to leave. Scatter them around." He said, all of you see anybody trying to skip out of town, you ring your bells, you blast your orange, you yell and scream, and draw attention to yourselves so that we know something's up. If we're gonna put pay to this, nobody's gonna rob me of all my hard-earned money and all of your hard-earned work that's gone to waste. He said, somebody wanted to do vicious and nasty things to us. I don't understand it. He said, now today of all days is a right kick in the balls to Esmeralda. He says, and a slap in the face to Phineas. Now you all listen to them. See them at the door? Them two dwarves there, and that non-Gipfelian halfling, and that lady in the fine dress. Answer their questions if you know what's good for you. And they all kind of like sheepishly nod. He says, take it away! Over to you! Somebody bring me another bastard drink. Okay, yep, they're all kind of just sitting there. Nobody, there's the odd one that's just kind of picking on a bit of food and having the odd sip, but most people, and of all, whether they're dwarven, human, halfling, are all just kind of sitting rather melancholy compared to how it's been the last couple of days. It's like a huge downer at the last minute. What do you want to do?
We just speak softly and hit with a big hammer, right?
Sure, but not the first part. I'm gonna jump through them for the first time. I'm gonna speak loudly. All right. First of all,
he kind of holds his pipe, but he's like pointing at the cart, like.
You can stand on the cart to be up higher.
I'm afraid I fall over. First of all, to whomever did this, shame on you. They welcomed us into their town, and this is how you repay their hospitality. Shame.
But you hear
To
several,
those of you.
Several of the Gipfelian halflings going, shame, 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 shame.
To those other of you who know that you're innocent of this grave injustice.
And with that, everybody's like, I didn't do it. Do you do it? No, I didn't do it. I was in here. You was in here. I saw you in here.
Your cooperation is needed so that we can get to the bottom of this quickly and everyone can get back to their lives and back on their way. And if you are the culprit, I suggest and encourage that you come clean. Because if I have to find you, your punishment will be grave indeed.
Okay, everybody's kind of like looking like they've all just been scolded. Give me an intimidation roll, please, Princess of Initiative Verna.
Oh god, my intimidate's terrible. My charm is much better.
I'm like
well. Then you
backing
need to use
you
honey
up, but looking.
instead of yelling and scowling.
I'm backing her up, but like mostly looking at the dwarves because we were told it was probably the dwarves, which.
Gonna gesture my giant gavel.
Epic
know.
Fumble, welcome to the show. Thank you for the raid, guys.
I'm standing on the
I'm
bench.
gonna try to re-roll that. I don't
Please
have much.
do.
Okay, you spending a fortune point. Okay, go for it.
Come on.
You've got a really low chance of success, let's be real.
It's a
Okay,
less ugly failure.
your words carry weight. Your sweet, innocent look in a white, pristine dress, not so much.
Too bad I don't have magic where I can just like give lightning or something.
And then it backfires and you grow a chaos mutation in front of
Right.
Snake penises for everybody! Okay. I mean, a lot of the halflings are definitely intimidated, but you get the
They're not
feeling...
the ones I need to do intimidate.
You get the feeling that they're just as intimidated of the fact that Dagobert Heathland is scowling at all of them, and obviously they know that he's not a happy man.
I want to watch the dwarves during that time. Like,
Okay.
see if I can pick up anything that they're doing.
They're both just kind of sitting there gruffly, staring at their empty ales, and
I mean, I'm looking at. Are these the two who were sitting with these guys when I approached
okay.
the
So
table?
when you first came into the tavern, these two guys were indeed sitting with the Bretonians. Yes.
I am looking at them because my
Yes.
only association with the tobacco field is that these guys also sell tobacco.
Right.
So yeah, and they
yesterday
glowered at me.
morning, however, these
It was
two
these
were
guys.
nowhere to be seen, and the two dwarves were sitting with the Bretonians.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to listen overall to see if I can hear anything.
No
Anybody
one's
speaking?
really speaking. They're all kind of very quiet. Everyone's pleading the fifth. Like,
Is there any way? And this might be a
we're
hard
having
thing
a lot
to.
of fun, Epic Fumbles. Thank you.
I mean, obviously, paying attention to tokens throughout the night. Is there any way to like recollect that these were where they were sitting the whole time? Because we were there for the whole night.
Well, a lot of people are
mean,
not
that would
where
be
they
hard
were
to-
sitting after they
they're
left
not
and
where they
come
were
back
sitting.
in, so not
I'm gonna-
everybody's sat back in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same spots.
I'm gonna lean up and whisper to Nelwick. Any of them look like they'd left that footprint?
Do you want me to like measure feet? I can measure feet.
Do what you have to do.
And I'm gonna take out my chewing strap and I'm gonna dart out the door. And
Okay.
I'm gonna go to one of the footprints and measure it on the strap, mark the strap,
Nice. Okay.
and then come back in and fucking go under tables and start measuring their feet of people.
Seeing him do this, I'm just gonna growl for great justice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
gonna explain what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go under the table and start crawling under, looking at
And like
everyone's feet.
just holding up the leather
holding up the strap.
strap and be like,
Yeah,
this
Yeah,
long, this wide.
it's-
Nope, wasn't you? Okay.
I'll be doing that for a while, I imagine.
I mean, are you
if they let me.
Are you just doing everybody, or are you focusing specifically on a particular...
Non-halflings.
So anybody non-halflings. So basically, you've got a couple of humans here, a couple of humans here, the dwarves here, a couple of humans here, and the Bretonians here. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I'm
7,
gonna
8.
try not to
About
draw
10.
attention to myself. or I want to do it just stealthily, which is weird because I'm under a table with a strap crawling.
Okay,
But I imagine-
if you can nip under the table without drawing their attention, that will certainly assist you.
Shit.
Yeah, at this
Probably
point, I'd
should have
be-
told somebody to.
Yeah, no.
run
At this
dinner
point, I'd be
guys.
getting up on the cart and basically shouting out, "All right, so if you live here, you're in the clear. It wasn't a halfling. We found some evidence. We know it wasn't you. Plus, you live here. Why would you burn your own crop?
Hey.
So that puts you on border duty. Clear out."
Okay. So give me a silent move roll, if you will, Nelwick. Let's just see how quiet you can go about this. Now, if you fail
yeah.
it doesn't necessarily mean you're loud, but we'll see how
I might just be noticed.
how,
I guess,
how
yeah.
stealthily you whip under the table and make your way down the aisles without anybody seeing.
Okay, a little bit.
Okay. I mean, you weren't super secret disappearing under, but not everybody was paying attention to you necessarily. So, okay, so you're on hands.
Yeah, I'm standing up at the head like.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, first things first. I don't know if you're aware of this, but bootstrap leather measuring isn't a perfect science. And shoe sizes in this kind of day and age not necessarily perfect either. But you will ascertain the following. These two humans over here both have feet that could be. The two dwarves also have feet that could be. So you
Okay.
probably narrowed it down to 4 potentials.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's
Assuming
pretty
you know
good.
what
That's
is
a good
super
move.
skullduggery and but give me a perception skill roll while you're doing that.
Okay.
You're out of rerolls, aren't
Mr.
you?
Sleuth.
Hey.
Okay, there is
what the
one
hell?
definitive thing though, however, that you notice. Neither dwarves or the humans were out there in the fields helping put out the flames. But both of those dwarves sure as hell have muddy feet. The same as all of you do that were in the fields.
Oh.
The other two humans, while their feet are about the same size, there is no mud on their feet.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm gonna. You're gonna see me crawl out from this table, like over here,
Okay.
because that's the side, and be like, okay, the two dwarves and those humans over there, but the humans didn't have muddy feet. The dwarves did, but they weren't out there helping us when we were putting out the flames. So, culprits.
That sounds incredibly.
It sells it for me.
Good enough.
I'm gonna hop off the cart and just kind of look at the troll slayer next to me and be like, "Don't we have an oath against
This is
wicked
the Dark
dwarves?"
Ages. That'd be enough to burn you as a witch if we wanted to.
You said that these dwarves were sitting at the table of these guys.
This
I mean, I'm just
morning
saying-
they
Morning.
were.
Came in the
Morning.
next morning.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
saw
when you
them
came down to
sitting-
I mean, I'm just
breakfast.
inherently
Like-
suspicious of these Bretonians. I don't
I
really
think
care.
the, I think what happened is the Bretonian paid the dwarves to do.
Oh
it.
yeah.
So
So
all
I-
guilty.
I will say, I mean, I don't like the Bretonians. They have that weed the pipe weed that we were smoking, tobacco. So,
But you liked that though.
I mean, it was delicious. It was my favorite I've ever smoked. But you know, they
So
were
You don't like
crapping
them,
on the tobacco itself, right? The halfling tobacco.
Were they?
Oh, were they?
No, they were. Yeah. So they made a big deal about their tobacco being better than the ones here. He needed constant reassurance and reminding to mind his P's and Q's. The lady there is basically the brains behind the operation, I'd assume, but he wants to sell several barrels, and nobody here wants to buy it because they have their own supply. He's particularly unfond of the Fumigator brand, so he most likely paid the dwarves who we saw speaking with them earlier to burn the crop while everyone was distracted, so that they'd have to buy it.
So let's clear everyone out except those four and confront them. What do you say, Miss Justice?
We can
Well-
confront them all together.
What are the odds
That's an
that they'll
awful
confess?
lot of people to clear out.
If you leave it down to those 4, perhaps we can put them in a situation where they might speak to one another and confess.
Well, we just need to sell the series of events so that justice can find its own way, and we don't have to directly do all of the. This isn't a place to die.
However,
Go for another
if we
drink.
cannot prove that it was them, we would just be speculating.
No, they did it. They absolutely did it. Who else has a motive?
That's enough for me. Let's go.
Mr. Francois.
We haven't really been
Francois
here.
Pardon. Pardon.
Yeah,
Okay, he's
pardon.
Pardon.
Moi?
Si. Ye.
May we speak with
The woman, not him. The woman.
yes, what do you know her name?
No, but
What is your
You
dear
do know
Frau's
her name, dude. She said it.
I don't remember it. I honestly don't
He points at her next to him like,
Remember it, but I wasn't there.
Dear Frau, what is your name?
he says, I am Isabelle Brechtemont, beloved of Francois Baudon.
Isabel Breakfast Club.
That's enough.
Isabel Weetabix.
He says, may I be of assistance for you?
Yes, we would like to speak with you privately.
Yeah, in this corner over here. And I'm gonna point to this table, this corner.
Okay.
Look like I'm carrying a broom. And I'm back really far.
For justice, the broom of justice.
Sweeping,
Truth, justice, and the halfling word.
Sweeping injustice
up the
away.
injustice.
It's time for the dwarves
Okay,
to do what we do.
they both start wandering over.
I'll stop the guy.
Okay. If you kind of stop him, she says, oh, no, I could not possibly come and talk to you all by myself. I must be with Francois at all times.
It's what you would call a criminal matter at this point.
But surely you do not suspect we had anything to do with this. We were here the entire time.
And the entire time you were here, you were just shit-talking this particular brand of tobacco and
Back to your seat,
musing
sir.
about how yours is so
Wow,
much
you guys
better.
are showing your whole hand.
So,
Back to your seat, sir. She's gonna turn him and like push him back towards the seat.
You don't exactly look clean right
Okay,
now. If we could talk.
At which point, if you kind of like lay a hand on him, he will look at you in utter shock and like he goes, unhand me at once, you ruffian. Do you have any idea who I am? I am Francois
Any idea who I
Baudon.
am?
I
You have
am.
no clue who he is.
I'm
Do you have any idea
keeping
who I
an
am?
eye-
He says, I am
Of
a
everyone else in the
nobleman
room.
from Bretonia. Is this how you treat your honored guests? And you, up there in your high chair, presiding over this, you're going to allow these strangers to insult me this way?
Oh, I'd be easy there on that one. You see those tattoos and the stinky mohawk?
It says, the smell is undeniable.
Yeah, it reeks of death. This is a dwarf who's not afraid to die.
Oh.
I've been watching the whole room, and
What are these guys doing?
Stop
Yeah,
them!
the two dwarves have just gotten up and they are at the door. I mean, you've just been watching them kind of stroll casually across there.
I didn't know if I had to make a perception check. To see
No, I
what-
mean it's in plain view. They're just wandering. So I mean, if you when they get to the door, if you want to tell them, "Hey, you stop," or
yeah, I'm
whatever.
gonna spin around and say, "Not so fast.
All right, they kind of turn and look at you.
We
Oh.
need to speak with you as well."
One
Are
of them
these
says,
the dwarves with the muddy boots?
"Yes."
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the dwarves with the muddy boots. He looks at you. The one in the light brown says, "You're not the boss of me or him. Screw you! I've had enough of this bullshit. We're leaving. Come on. And they
empty your
walk out the
pockets.
door.
No, stop! Hey!
They're leaving.
Kaya!
You'll have to chase.
Okay.
You'll have to go out
Chase
after
them
them if
down.
you want
Chase
to.
them
All
down.
right, we'll chase them down. The dwarves will go for the dwarves.
Dwarves
Yeah.
on dwarves, baby.
I'm following too. I mean,
Okay.
We're
The
gonna
two
lose our main-
Bretonians are gonna stop and look and say, "You see, them. It must have been them. After them. After these culprits at once. Arrest them. Do what you must."
I'm
Plus
gonna
they're
call
goddamn
for
kneecaps.
Dagobert.
Okay. He gets up and kind of like starts making his way to the door as well. So are you all going out after the dwarves?
I'm gonna speak with Dagobert first.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll catch up.
All right. So everybody else kind of runs out the door. You're gonna move over and talk to Dagobert.
Mhm.
And the two Bretonians are following you guys out the door as well.
No, I don't want them to leave. I want Dagobert to come to me.
Oh well, he's kind of shit-faced.
Well, then I'll
but I
call
mean,
his minion.
unless you are physically going to restrain them, they are going to go out the door following your friends.
I'll take out my hammer if I have to, but I'm calling. Okay, if he's too drunk to come, then where did his minion go?
His minion was sent outside to orchestrate the
Oh, god damn it.
militia. So in theory, anybody that could be militia is already out there doing militia-y things.
Hmm.
Does anybody in the room look formidable?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Gosh, damn it. I have no way of stopping them.
But neither does she,
Restrain
and
them.
I mean he has a rapier on his side. I mean, like a dueling sword. So, but
I mean, I could stop them. I'm not going to be much help in taking on the two dwarves. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to keep them here because I believe that they put them up to it.
okay, so you're gonna just stand at the door and stop them coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Choice.
We'll move you here as they approach the door.
Don't make me use this because I will for great justice.
Has the word justice misspelled on the side.
All right.
It was the first word I ever wrote.
It was my first word as a child.
Okay. When you stand away, Dagobert, you know, he is obviously he's backing any of your plays within reason that he can. Francois gets to the door and says, "Out of the way, woman! Do not make me unsheath my sword. I've
Try
never killed a woman in cold blood, but there is always a first time."
Oh man, that's
you
local
think-
intent. You can kill him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a threat?
He says, "Of course it was a threat. I want to see what is going on outside. I want to help them capture these criminals, and you are stopping me."
They are perfectly capable, and they can tell us afterwards.
Okay, he kind of looks at Isabel, and she says, "There is no reason to resort to any kind of violence or bloodshed. I am sure this will all be solved and all be worked out very, very soon. After all, they are dwarves, no?" And she winks and looks at him, and he says, "Yes. Dwarves fighting dwarves, they will probably kill each other." He says, "Fine, we will sit here and wait." And they both kind of like plonk down on one of the stools. And
Excellent choice.
Okay, let's go outside then. Right, let's see who went out. You two, you did. You did. And there are the dwarves. Okay. So once you go outside, there is already a little gathering of halflings out there that have kind of probably ought to be off in the fields and around guarding, but they've got tired of that. They have short
Already.
attention spans, and they have all kind of come to pay attention to all the ruckus that's going on. When you guys come swarming out, the two dwarves are storming down the road towards the tavern quite vigorously.
Do we just set a perimeter then around the tavern?
I mean, they're not far away from you at this moment, because
I mean-
they're not running or bolting, they're just walking away.
Why do we tackle them and take them down?
I'm gonna, basically do that.
Might be easier than fighting them in the tavern itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
just
sh- I'm
thinking
sure-
about how terrifying it would seem.
I'm sure
be
the
to see
tavern
that running at you.
proprietor would appreciate that.
Are we gonna take the one on our side?
I mean, I was gonna take the other one, whichever one you didn't take,
one, that
because
one.
you're a little
Okay,
ahead of
yeah,
me.
yeah. Tackle time. I'm
You're a
gonna
little
tackle
ahead of
this
me,
dude.
That's
so-
more appropriate.
Yeah, I'm gonna run to this one and tackle.
Okay. If you
Technical,
run,
technical.
if you start running them, they'll, obviously, they'll hear you kind of come charging towards them, so they'll stop and turn around. Do you still want to like dive in
Yeah.
and knock them
Oh,
to
yeah.
the floor, or
Yeah, we've already got
All
the
in,
charge going.
all in.
Yeah.
okay? So
I
your
commit.
goal is to tackle them and bring them down. You're not attacking
Yeah.
them with weapons or anything, right?
No, unless they start doing things, then maybe it turns into weapons.
Okay. All right. You both. This is just simple, straight melee combat brawling. So you're gonna just make a standard melee attack roll, but with no damage.
Okay.
Weapon skill. Okay. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
We kick ass.
All right, a 39 and a 12. Okay, so the one that receives
A 12 and a 2.
Khazadrin's charge. Right, yeah, you plow into him. Is your intent to kind of take him down to the ground, or is your intent to just try to knock him to the ground?
I was just trying to take him down and like get him basically stuck.
Okay, in that case, yes, you plow into him, land on top of him. Not you. I mean, you probably knock him back a good few feet as you blast into him, and it bring him crashing to the ground. And for Kazkaya, it's pretty much an equal result. So you both bulldoze in on these guys and crash into them, throwing them down into the mud. As soon as they're down there, they're grappling to pull out hand axes and cursing and swearing and saying, "Right, laddie, I'm going to do you for that."
Oh, murder time.
Yep, and
I'm gonna
what do you want
Run.
to do, Nelwick, as you suddenly see the dwarf melee start?
run up and when Catherine says it's murder time, I'm gonna be like, wait, and I'm gonna run up and like really try to reach into their pockets to try to see if they have tinderboxes, right? Like evidence.
I mean,
because I know it's a
I mean,
scuffle.
they're rolling around on the floor and scrapping and stuff like that. I mean, it's not going to be as easy as just like, oh, they're not laying
Yeah.
still and they're grabbing weapons.
course.
So, but I'll let you make a sleight of hand roll to see if you can whip anything out from their pockets in the middle of all this, if you're talented enough.
Sleight of hand.
It's an advanced skill.
It's an advanced skill.
I am
If you
not that
don't
good.
have it, you're probably doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not safe to do at the moment.
Yeah, seeing that, I'll just back up and ready my sling.
Okay. Well, with that, then we need to make some initiative rolls. And as you know, in Warhammer, it is initiative is a D10 plus Dex.
Is
There's a button for that, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
This is
So
the first time I see
oh,
it.
I rolled a 1.
Azadrin is on a 35. Kaya on a 23. Nelwick,
Got the initiative, baby.
nice, on a 48.
As I'm
And your
sneezing.
dwarven friends on a 35.
Oh, that's my number.
So they're going the same as Khazadrin. Okay. So starting a fresh round, and now we're full-blooded combat going on. So
Yeah, they're grabbing at axes, man. Like,
yeah, I mean they've pulled belt axes, and if you stay there laying on them, you're going to be getting hacked in the sides and stuff like that. So you're going to have to react. Nelwick, You have the initiative, sir. What do you wish to do?
I am-
Hobbit, my lad.
I'm going to aim my sling and say, "Stop! In the name of the law!" and,
Give me an intimidation roll.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Christ.
I can think of a lot of things that are in more intimidation than a halfling with a piece of string and a stone.
Yeah.
They're probably in the. I mean, they're in the death throes with 2 dwarves, which they actually consider as a serious threat. You are oblivious to them. They are not paying attention to your existence one little bit. Your threat does nothing, sir.
I am going to aim and fire.
Okay,
A little-
you're firing into melee, which is -20, but you're aiming, which is +10. So you are a -10 to hit.
Modifier -10. Boom.
Wow. Halfling luck.
It's the halfling luck. It really is Warhammer
It's that
halfling luck.
halfling roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
clearly aiming for the hand axe
Yeah,
arm. You know?
one of them, you hit one of them on the right arm. Roll the damage.
Oh, that's not, that's
It didn't roll any
Damage.
damage.
that's right because there's a separate one for that.
Yep.
10.
10.
I mean,
okay.
Sharp
Like a
ass stone.
bullet,
yeah.
baby. Yeah.
Ouch.
All right. Your rock thumps on one of them, on his upper forearm, and you hear him like, "Ow!" And then he goes, "You bastard!" But it seems he assumed that the dwarf that's on top of him probably did it.
Probably.
All right, Khazadrin, you are a player, therefore you get the initiative over them, even though you are rolling at the same time. So you get to act first.
So
You can try to grapple, continue to grapple and pin this dwarf and nullify him, or you can get to your feet.
I think getting to my feet at this point is better suited because he's got a little belt axe and I got a 2-handed hammer type thing. Well, I guess it's one-handed hammer.
It's
but
one hand,
too
but you have a
big to-
shield. So
Yeah, that'd be better.
okay,
off
so
on
you're going to
my
use your move action to get up.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'm
Can I hit
assuming
him?
your weapons and everything were right there. So if you wish to make a single attack, you still can.
Yes,
All
I
right.
would love that.
Incidentally, sorry, Nelwick, which one did you shoot?
The one that Khazadrin had tackled. On the
Okay,
top.
all right, sounds good. All right, go ahead and try to bring your hammer
He's on
of
the
injustice
floor. Is
to
there
bear.
any benefit to that or no?
What is that?
Is there a benefit to him being on the floor?
He is not allowed to dodge, even if he has dodge, and he is not allowed to parry.
Ooh.
Okay, Warhammer 40k option. You wish. All right. Yep. You bring your hammer down hard into his right knee. Roll the damage.
Six. Am I supposed to add anything to that? I don't think I do.
It's D10 plus whatever your strength bonus is.
Oh, yeah, it's not good. Okay, we're good.
Oh, that was a total damage 6.
Yep.
Alrighty. He winces in pain. I mean, it definitely hurts some for sure. It is their
Okay.
turn. Okay. He will get up, and logically, he is going to swat at you with his hand axe.
I'll try to parry.
The hand axe will find its mark if you do not successfully parry. So you make a weapon skill check roll because you have a parrying weapon. You have a shield.
Ah, no good.
You want to re-roll it, or are you gonna eat it?
I do have my rerolls. I'll reroll it.
Okay.
Hey,
Alrighty,
Hey!
you bring your
Nice.
shield to bear. Ting! And his axe clashes against your shield, saving you from the blow. Okay, the other one. So currently, Kazia, you are still on top of him. He is going to try to grapple to throw you off.
All right.
Oh,
Is
that's
that a
not good for him.
Strength? Is that strength or weapon
Yes,
skill?
it's basically going to be physical strength. This is strength versus strength at this point.
Okay.
Yep.
oh yeah.
He is not strong enough to throw you off, so basically that is all he gets to do this turn. Now it is your turn, so you can choose to continue to pin him here, or if you want, you can do what your buddy did and get up and bring it and play Axie time. So, Lena, seeing as you are standing kind of in the doorway, and the doors are wide open. You can observe and see everything that's going on, so you're not oblivious to this. So if at any point you decide, in fact, what I'm going to do, just to make life simple, I'm going to put your token like right here, and you're like 1 minute you're looking in here, then you're looking over your shoulder, looking in here, looking over your shoulder, watching everything that's going on. The little halflings are all going like, "Go on, kick his teeth in! Oh, go on!" Yeah. And they're like cheering on the fight. And the longer you grapple, the more halflings seem to be emerging from houses in the streets, and they're all watching.
I'm going to not get up. I'm
Okay.
going to try to pin him,
All right.
but also like, just kind of be like, "Are you sure you want to try that with me?"
He clearly does.
No, I know, but like, he would recognize what I am,
Oh yeah.
and the fact that he is so weak against my strength check for that first like attempt to ungrapple.
No, so
Yep.
like an intimidate.
I
I'm
was gonna
trying
say,
to get
I
him-
would allow you an intimidation roll on it.
Yeah, I'll take an intimidation, and then like just trying to hold him down.
Right. Which you will succeed.
Ah, he's not scared of me yet. I'm gonna re-roll that. I haven't used my re-rolls this day.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good one to re-roll.
That's not terrible.
Ah,
Aw.
nope.
Okay.
Scratch that.
So you
reverse it.
have got him pinned, and you're basically out struggling him at the moment. But when you say that, he's like, "I don't care what you are." He said, "I'll be a good death for you. Don't you worry, lass."
Kill him.
All right, Nelwick.
She's thinking about it. She's thinking about killing him at this point.
Well,
I'm gonna-
if these dwarves did what they claim, what they since clearly might have done, that's a pretty dishonorable thing anyway.
Yeah.
So that's not the sort of thing that dwarves should be getting involved in. That's dirty,
Probably
underhanded
chaos
skullduggery
dwarves at
shit.
this
There's
point,
no
yeah.
honor in that. You
They gotta
honor
be
his cow
chaos
sons?
dwarves. They gotta be.
Nelwick.
I'm going to. I have rapid reload, so I'm going to load up the sling again, aim and shoot again.
Okay.
At the same one that Khazad
Same
is fighting.
applies. Minus 20 for firing into melee, plus 10 because you aimed.
Ooh.
You hit him in the back. Oh, nice sling.
Dang.
Slings hurt, man. Little mini bullets.
Okay, he's like, "Ah!" And he kind of, at this point, he looks around and sees that you're sitting there going, and he's like, "Once I'm done with this bastard, you're next!" All right,
Bring it.
Kaz, you actually get to go first still because you are the player.
Yeah.
Even though technically you're
Yeah.
both kind of going at each other at the same time.
Yeah, it's game logic. It's fine. Same thing. Just swinging at him.
Okay.
Hopefully it works.
Shield in defense and
Ah,
hammer.
it's a miss.
Okay, you
That's a
swipe at him, but he manages to just not be where your hammer ends up. Alright, their turn. This time he is going to bring his axe to bear a second time at you. And he will miss. And our friend on the floor is going to try to out-grapple you again.
All right, strength.
And he still failed pretty miserably.
Ooh,
Um,
so did I.
But you failed more. Okay, this time he does manage to kind of slide out the side underneath you.
All right.
So you're both still on the ground, but he is not pinned by you at this point.
Okay.
Dwarf
Okay,
sliding out the side.
it is your turn, Kazia.
I am
it.
going to kind of just like laugh at him a little bit
Okay,
and stand up
all right.
and draw my axe and take 2 attacks.
Okay, you can't take 2 attacks because you moved, because you stood up.
Oh, okay.
But you can still make an attack. Now, if you don't move next turn, you can make 2 attacks for sure.
I'm going to do
Wait,
that.
does that make sense for me?
I think the
Then-
Troll Slayer has 2 attacks.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I have 2
She
attacks.
she spent she has an advancement for an attack and she already bought it.
Okay.
That was the first thing I bought.
Damn, attacks are
Yeah, that's
awesome.
fantastic.
Attacks is by far the best thing to take.
All right, I missed.
Okay, alrighty. It is their turn. Sorry, it is back to the top of the thing. Nelwick.
It was a warning swing.
You're gonna
guys.
get the kills, man. You-
I mean,
The halfling's gonna kill these other
halfling
2
kill stealing
dwarves.
bastards.
Hey, we've
I
seen
mean-
we've seen this luck of the halflings before. It works great up until it doesn't work great.
Not missed.
All right, you swoop with your stone, and it goes flying across the field. Khazadrin,
Yep, same move.
hammer time.
Oh, that's the wrong one. I hit shield. Cancel that. Wait. Ah,
It's close, but not quite.
really hard to hit in this game.
All right, it is to start with,
Yeah, initially it's really hard.
but it kind of changes rapidly.
Yeah.
All right, he is going to retaliate with his axe, and he will find his mark unless you parry.
Come on. Hey!
Whoa!
I very parry.
Woo!
I very, very parry.
You very parry. Okay,
We've had
yeah.
a lot of ones this game.
Yeah,
Definitely.
this is wild.
As his axe comes down, you just like bat it aside like it was a child trying to slap his dad or whatever. It's like, please.
Boo.
And okay, the other guy is gonna get to his feet,
All
and with a
right.
big grin on his face, he says, "Now you're gonna get it, lassie!" And he comes rushing in with his axe. He's gonna hit.
All right. I'm going to.
Don't have a parry weapon,
I do have dodge.
but you have dodge, so you can roll a dodge.
I will roll a dodge. We'll see how it goes. I don't dodge.
Okay. In
dodge.
that case, his axe will strike you on the right leg,
Okay.
and he will hit you for 12 points of damage,
Okay.
deducting toughness and armor, and that's what you take.
I
Okay.
don't think I have leg armor.
At which point now, with a big grin, he goes, "You sure you want to do this?"
Yes.
And now it is your turn. But now you do
gonna
have
hit.
2 attacks.
I'm gonna hit him.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna re-roll that one.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
So the first
okay,
attack
I get
is
one
not
more.
going to hit. Second
I
attack.
get one more.
Oh,
so close,
close.
guys.
All right. He
Also,
looks
that,
at you
that
and he
hit
goes,
really hurt.
Yep. He again throwing down the insults. He says, "If you're gonna hit like a girl, you actually have to connect first." Nelwick.
I'm gonna try to even the odds. I'm going again. I'm
Slaying man.
-10. So yeah.
Hey, Spook, I can guarantee you only one of the two is capable of acknowledging and understanding that concept. All right, look at that sling go. Your bullet hits him on the back of the leg.
Just for 8.
This is so sad. That's a 3 crit to the leg. All right, roll
Gonna
it.
die to rocks.
There's a button
That
there, I
makes me
believe.
happy.
Yeah. Left. So it's
the
left
irony
leg.
of a dwarf
Left
dying
leg
to
crit.
rocks.
Oh my god.
Holy smoke!
Okay.
Oh my god!
As he kind of turns and goes to put his weight to swing,
What kind of rocks are those?
your rock catches him right upside the knee. It forces him to kind of stumble, and his whole knee buckles and twists as he collapses to the ground. There's a horrifying crunch as he screams, "My leg!" Looking down, he notices that the bone is busted and is sticking out the side of his knee. You know, his femur is sticking out the side, and there's blood just gushing out all over the place. Yeah, he has a 20% chance of dying each round, and is basically helpless until
Jesus.
he gets medical attention. Don't fuck with halflings and slings, guys.
That's the
That's
next
horrible.
party. The next party is just all gonna be halflings and slings.
4
Just stay in
halflings,
a
4
line
slings.
like-
We want nothing else. Yep. That's all right. There's going to be a parade. People are going to be holding up flags. Ban stones! Ban stones! All right. Seeing your foe fall so unpleasantly to the ground, Khazadrin, what do you want to do? Bear in mind, anybody that is on a 20% chance of blood loss, if they receive a crit, they die.
I don't want to kill the guy. I just want him to not bleed out, maybe.
Do you have any ability to not have
I
him bleed
don't
out?
have that ability. I think. Wait.
I think the only person that does. Well, actually, no. You didn't go Harbor Surgeon in the end, do you? Think you might need Lena's help. I think she's the only one that can do it.
Yeah, I don't think I have. Yeah, nope, can't do it. At that point, I'll just I'll be like, be a good dwarf and don't die. And I'm gonna go help over here.
Okay. He's going to lay there and continue to bleed. All right, so this guy, it's his attack. He is going to swing at you with his hand axe.
Wait, do you get an attack? Does he get an attack?
Do I get an attack walking up?
You can make an attack first if you intend to, yes.
Yeah, yep. Nah,
Slap this dwarf.
can't smack a dwarf.
Okay, you missed. All right, then yes, he will swing back at you, Lassie.
Do it.
And he will hit. Barely, but he will.
Okay.
Can you evade?
She can try to
I can
dodge.
try. Not very well. Nope. I'm rolling really high.
No reroll?
Nope, I used it.
They're out of them, yeah.
Oh, you only had the one, right?
I had
All right,
two.
in
I
that
used
case,
one earlier, I think.
That's
Whoa.
weird. Let me roll that again. I must have missed a number. 76. This is a body blow.
Okay.
You got leather there.
Oh, it's not going to be enough. Trust me, it's not going to be enough.
Oh, another 12.
Yeah,
Ow.
I'm down. That's 3 crit?
So you don't forget you count the 0.
Yeah. Did you count your?
Is it a 3 crit or a 2
Wait,
crit?
2 crit. It's
2
a 2 crit.
Okay,
Because I have 5 left,
right.
but I have 5 toughness plus 1 armor.
So you take 6 off.
Okay, then it would be a 1 crit.
So it's only a 1 crit.
I'm glad I did that math out loud. Brain is broken this late, guys. Sorry.
Okay, a 57. 1 crit. To the body. Okay. Give me a second and I'll tell you what fun things happen.
I'm excited.
It's not fatal, I can promise you that. It isn't necessarily super fun happy time either. This is why you have fate points, kids! See how easy it is to die in this fucking game? Let's see.
Especially if you get unlucky rolls.
Right, unlucky rolls, and if they... here we go, right. Body blow. And it was a 57. Okay, he caught you right in the ribs. Your rib busts by the with the ferocity of the attack. You are at -10 weapon skill until you receive medical attention.
Cool.
So you're down to 0, and your crits reset. But yeah, he cracked a rib.
That hurts.
Ouch.
Adrenaline, you don't feel it. It just hinders
No.
you when you move.
Yeah. It just hurts to
All
try
right,
to like...
Kazia, it is your Kazkaya, sorry, it is your turn.
I am going to attack him again
You can. You're
Because,
at
like-
-10 weapon skill. Remember.
because I don't care about
Yeah,
a rib.
it is but a scratch.
Oh, it hurts.
That would have hit if it
It
hadn't have been
hurts.
for the busted rib.
It hurts
Come
so
on,
bad.
get stuck in there. Get
All right,
another
one
attack.
more. No.
Come
Oh
on.
no,
Do you have a
So
reroll?
close. No, I used
No,
them
we
all.
used
used him. All right, Nelwick.
Carry
I
us.
use them when they're up anyway.
Carry us.
I'm going to look at Lena
The
and
very
say,
short life of Kazkaya the Dwarf Slayer,
That's right.
ah,
This would be such a shameful death.
killed by a dishonorable dwarf. Oh
This
no.
would be such a shameful death.
It-
We're gonna
uh,
omit this from the history.
His leg is borked, Lena. His leg is borked.
Good.
And I'm gonna aim -10 at the one that's hurting my friends.
Okay, that would make sense.
And I'm gonna miss.
Of course you are.
Ah.
All right, Kazadrin.
Can I kick the guy? Like, I remember there was a cool kick feature.
There are special attacks you can do. All-out attacks, defensive parry attacks.
Yeah, because I'd like to protect this Slayer in some way. I don't know exactly.
About the only real way to do that is probably going to be to grapple him to the ground.
I'll try it. I'll try tackling him again.
Let me see if there's... Because I mean, there's things that will give it'll give you defenses, and there's things that will give you bonuses in different things, but not things that are necessarily going to stop him attacking your friend.
Because at this rate, he's just gonna kill all of us.
He's clearly the tougher of the two, it would appear.
Yeah.
The other one got taken out by a rock.
By
Right.
several rocks, I might add.
I'll attempt to tackle again, I guess.
Actually, you have a
Weapons
shield.
or-
There is a thing you might be able to do with the shield. Hold on. Figure the maneuvers. There is a shield thing you might be able to do.
You can't die yet. We haven't encountered a troll.
I know, this would be such a shameful death.
It really would
Like-
to a dishonorable
so,
dwarf.
like, the thing that would happen is if you would, like, Khazadrin's mind right now is if you die, he's failed his job.
He has to go back to the family and explain how I died.
No. He's going to drop his entire personality and tell everyone that he's Kazkaya from now on. And then he's going to die your honorable death because he failed you.
You know, I would actually be okay if
Okay, yes, here
Kazkaya
it
dies
is.
and I come back and you're Kazkaya.
Okay, so basically you can do a maneuver and try to push him back 2 yards in a direction that you want.
That sounds strength based.
It's opposed weapon skill, actually, because you're kind of using your shield to kind of outmaneuver him and push him to the side.
Okay. Well, I'll try that.
Okay, so basically then, it is an opposed weapon skill test. If you are successful, you move him 2 yards in the desired direction.
Cool. Here comes this.
Well, that's good for you because you rolled well. And he would have passed, but not by as much as you did, so you succeed. So you
Gotta
get
push
to
him
knock
that
him
way.
back a couple of yards.
Yeah, I want to send him over that way, so he's still in a clear line of sight, but not
Okay,
closer to
so
the
you
halfling.
push. You basically, yeah, it's like you get the shield and you're like, you lean into the shoulder, you put your shoulder behind your shield and like, thump, and knock him backwards. Okay, cool beans. But that has at least made it to where if he wants to hit anybody, it's gonna be you, because he's not likely to try to run past your dangerous ass to get your friend. So he looks at you and he goes, "I'll do you for that."
The last one he said that's back there. Crying like a baby.
He will hit.
Okay, I'll
says,
parry it again.
Ah,
He goes, "I'll kill your braided friend after I've done you."
And here comes this.
And
Oh,
I'm
it's a
gonna
total
roll
failure.
for. And
Okay.
you success. Huh?
I succeed at failing. I do not.
Okay, you've got hit then.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The blow sneaks past your shield and will catch you on the right arm.
Okay.
Oh, ignore that for 40 damage.
I think
That's
that's
supposed
a
to be a
crit.
D10. Let's try 8 damage. That's a bit more realistic.
Dang, why
gives
couldn't that
me-
have been my hits?
That
Right.
gives me one.
And then I've got to roll D100 for the other dwarf. If it is 20% or below, he bleeds out. And he just died on the floor. He bled out.
Well, I wouldn't have been had time to come help you anyway. Let's hope the other one doesn't die.
Wait,
or
is
these
that
other
the
two
first
fuckers are
guy
gonna get
who's-
away.
Is that the first guy in Warhammer who's died from blood loss? Like, we don't ever get that
And
lucky.
never get
usually
that.
they survive
I
and
think that we
survive
had
and
that
survive. It
once.
might have happened once. Okay.
but yeah, generally.
and
All
we had the
right.
same reaction.
Kazkaya, it is your turn.
I mean, I'm not letting.
You'll have to move to get to him, so
Khazadrin.
you only get the one attack. But hey, he didn't hit you last turn.
I'm not gonna let Khazadrin take all of the fun. So I'll move in and hit.
Swipe.
Nat, please don't die. Nat.
Please don't die.
There's no reason she would back down. I don't think.
Of course, it's
Well,
just.
She's
if you
kind
die
of
here, it's a dishonorable
pissed.
death.
Yeah, but she's kind of pissed at this point.
Well, and not only that, if technically technically it's like if she does nothing, he defeated her, right? So,
no, of course. It's just
This
I
is the
don't want
fun of
Nat
playing
to
a Troll
reroll.
Slayer. You kind of don't get to choose to run away.
Hey!
She's pissed.
That's a good hit.
Ulrich's Fury.
All right, well, that's on the damage roll. You want that
I
on the
know.
damage.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the impact is the you take the higher roll.
Yeah, so you
Right.
get the 10.
Yeah. Nice.
Alrighty. And where did you hit him? It didn't say where you hit.
Face.
It didn't
It's
say.
it's a
Oh, I didn't
one.
use the weapon, so.
Oh, okay.
Let me
It's a
just
one.
roll.
Wouldn't that be the head?
Do I just roll? Let me roll the great axe again, and we'll just
Yeah,
leave the location.
We'll ignore everything else. That's cool.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, it won't even give it.
Because it's a miss on that one. You have to
Uh,
roll it until you get a hit.
Do you want me to just roll a 100?
Yeah, you roll a 100 and I'll tell you where it hit.
19.
19, that is the right arm.
Okay.
Okay,
love that
so
right arm.
you did 10 to the right arm?
Yep.
Okay, that was a solid blow. He emits a loud grunt and looks pretty pissed. Nelwick.
I imagine with the two dwarves in front of me, I know I could aim, but it would be more realistic that I move over here.
Yeah,
So I will just do a regular shot into melee.
okay.
So this is probably going to miss. It's shooting into melee is
I
minus
mean,
20.
technically, you don't have to move. I mean, imagine,
Yeah.
melees are not static, right? People are moving all the time. That's why you get the
Yeah.
minus 20. So there's nothing, you're not metaing by aiming and shooting from there. It's perfectly fine.
Okay, all right. Let me just.
Yep.
Hey.
You hit him. Right leg. For
Oh my
11.
God.
Holy
Dang.
crap, that damn sling, man.
Oh my god.
So, let's see. So that would be...
Nelwick is a better archer than Cad will ever be.
It's hilarious. All right. Yeah, that was a solid... ouch, that really hurt. All right, Khazadrin.
Well, let's just try and take him out then.
He's going down. Now things are starting to swing back in your favor.
Come on,
you
guys. No.
Swing and miss.
So good.
All right, the dwarf. Let's see. 1 to 5. Yep, 1 to 5. Okay, he is still swinging at you.
Ooh.
I was rolling 1 to 5. He's swinging at still going at Khazadrin.
Okay.
6 to 10. He was gonna switch. He was gonna try to get the killing blow on you, but
Okay.
he's still going at you. All right, Khazadrin, incoming axe blow. It will miss you, sir.
Oh, that's a horrible miss. Okay.
All right, Kaya, it is your turn, and you have 2 attacks again now.
Rush.
That's it. Do it.
Do it.
Finish him.
Nat, do it.
I almost just put minus 30.
Boom.
Bam.
Oh, I did it again. Dang it. I did it with the weapon skill instead of the weapon.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. It still hits. For 9,
There's your location.
and that was on the left arm.
Okay. I like these arms. I'm going to take them off.
That puts him down to 0 now.
Okay.
So if you hit him again, you should be able to get a crit. Weapon this time.
Ah, no, I did it again.
All right.
It's such a habit.
Stab.
Roll the percentage dice to see where.
How do you? What button are you hitting?
She's
From the
pressing
stab.
He's
That
hitting the
is
weapon
skill.
skill,
On the
not the
character
weapon.
sheet?
Yeah, on the
44
core stats.
will be his left arm. Okay,
Just
now
the
roll.
weapon stab.
Now roll the damage.
It's so far away from the weapon.
Roll the
Yeah, I
damage.
know.
An 11
11.
to the left arm, so we take off 5 for his armor and toughness combined, which leaves him 6. That's a 6 crit to the left arm. Push that button.
Okay.
Crit left on 6. Yes.
And 82. His hand is turned into a bloody ruin. Anything held in the hand is dropped except a shield. He doesn't have a shield. Blood is such that he falls on the ground and he will bleed out every round for 20 minutes. every 20%. So he is also done and dusted, but barely alive. You can see if Lena has any. You can see if you can get Lena over there. So, what do you guys want to do now? One dwarf is dead. The other is dying.
I am rifling through the dead dwarf's pockets for evidence. As it looks like it's under control.
Okay. He does have a flint and steel, but he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have any tinder bundles or anything like that.
They dropped them at the.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. What's everybody else? So you're doing that. What's Kazkaya and Kazadrin doing? Lena's still standing in the doorway holding the Bretonnians at bay.
Oh, yeah, covered in blood and stuff. Go make sure they don't try and leave. I'm gonna also check through this guy's pockets.
Okay. He has 8 silver and 22 pennies on him.
That's not enough. Probably what they did.
Kazkaya is gonna spit at him before she walks back to the door.
Were you looking for anything else, Nelwick, or just specifically that?
I was looking for anything really.
Okay, so you're
I'm a
all
big
right.
stingy.
In that case, this dwarf has 2 money purses on him. One of them has 5 silver and 6 copper. The other one has 20 gold crowns in it.
That's the evidence.
Interestingly enough, the gold crowns have got Bretonnian
20 gold
markings
crowns,
on them.
Brit money.
20 Bretonnian florins, sir.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna hold it up and be like, I got the evidence to Kazadrin.
Okay. Once you
Time to indict the criminals then.
so Kazkai, you're going over to where Lena is.
Yeah, I'm gonna spit on the dying dwarf before I do it, though.
Okay. I gotta roll for him. Alright, he's still alive, clutching his bloody stump. Once you get to Lena, what are you doing?
Probably going to try to pretend like I'm really tough, but like grab my broken rib
Like, ouch.
in pain. But like totally okay. It's not a big deal.
Tis but a scratch. I've had worse. Okay.
How are you doing, Troll Slayer?
The 2 Bretonnians are both just sitting quietly on the bench, not
And
saying a
I'm
word.
afraid.
I'm gonna do a quick heal check on my dwarf here.
Okay, so you're making a regular heal roll? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
As soon as okay, it's down here. Jesus.
You do not succeed unless you want to spend.
You know what? I'm re-rolling it. I have
Well,
it.
There you
it
go.
rolled twice, Ron.
It rolled twice. The first one was a success.
Oh, it did
Oh.
roll twice. I don't know why it
Oh.
rolled it twice, but the first one was a success by a
Weird.
point. You're right. It must
I
have
only
just
clicked it once.
Hey, Roll20 sometimes does strange things.
Especially when we have these custom program sheet things.
Right. Yep. Okie dokie. In that case, thingy here. Do you have a healer's kit or any poultices or anything like that? Or is
I do
this...
have a yeah. Hold on. I
You have a
was gonna
healing
say
poultice?
yeah. I have a poultice.
Okay. So in that case, because that changes the result. Where's the thingy here? Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Right. Been a little while, so I need to look to see. Bet that does help. Oh, it's down here. Hold on. Under special stuff. the healing drafts, which are different. And here it is. Okay. Alright, a warm and stinky sludge of healing herbs and all manner of foulness, when used in conjunction with a successful healing test on a subject who is heavily injured, which you are, thereby regaining a D10 wounds instead of a single wound because you're counted as lightly wounded. So, Lena gets to roll a D10, and that's how many wounds you get back.
Yay!
We have the best team.
Cow shit is a wonderful thing. 9, nice. Okay, yes. Really good use of a healing poultice, and you are healed back to 9 wounds, putting you down to barely scathed.
Does my rib feel better?
Amazingly enough, yes. It's at that point you realize it probably wasn't actually busted, and you were just kind of being a little overdramatic.
You're a little winded, that's all. You know?
Yeah.
Wasn't as bad
Right.
as you thought.
I'm gonna trade places.
Thank you
Okay.
for that.
Keep
And
shit
then
and
I'm
keep
taking
an
it
eye.
that Kazkaya, you're scowling at the Bretonians and keeping them in place. Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'm
right.
gonna make one more dice
Still
roll for
covered
him.
in blood and stuff, you know.
Walk
you-
over to this asshole.
Okay. I've gotta
Hopefully he
make a-
won't die when I get there.
Well, I'm going to make a dice roll for him while you were doing that. So 20 or under. Just thinking about it. Oh, I
That's
did-
not
did it
even
again. Come on.
That's
Come on.
under
Oh, 'cause
20.
It's rolling one, rolling
90.
one
Oh,
D
nope,
zero
he's
zero.
still alive.
I'll get you.
All right, let's
You're selling a
stabilize
dwarf
this
sauna
ass.
for 10 gold these days, eh?
Yeah, I mean, a successful healing roll will bandage it up and stabilize him. I'm assuming you're not going to burn a poultice, even if you don't. Even
Oh
if you
hell
have
no!
one.
I don't really care that much if he dies,
Right.
but I do need information from him.
It's handy
so-
if he's not dead. Okay. Give us a healing roll.
Oh,
Yeah, an entire missing hand is kind of hard to stop the blood wounding, the blood flowing. Do you have a reroll?
oh, I do. I guess yeah. Okay.
If you have one, you can try it. If not, you better find a halfling that can do something pretty damn quick. Holy shit!
I don't-
It did it again.
3 times that time. I don't.
That's weird. Sticky
It
button.
doesn't
maybe.
matter. All of them fail.
Yep. three strikes, you're out, dude. Can't help you. Okay.
I'm gonna bluff it though. I'm gonna kneel down beside him and say, you know, I might be persuaded to try a little bit harder.
We already found
if-
the evidence. They were paid 10 each. Spit on them.
But see, I don't believe that you did
for
this
10.
of your own just idea. Do you think you could be maybe persuaded to give up who put you up to this?
We know exactly
give
who
me a
did it,
charm
the
roll.
Britannic coins.
That sounds more charmy than intimidating.
God, I'm gonna reroll. I have one more.
Okay. Last reroll.
Come on.
Yay!
There we go.
Okay, at that point, he kind of looks at the ground and just spits out blood and says, "At this point, who cares? Aye,
They ain't worth it.
those Bretonian fops. They paid us to do it. I didn't want to go along with it, but my friend over there insisted. I didn't take the payment. He did. I tried to stop him. When we went into the field, I told him, this isn't right, this isn't right. We shouldn't be doing this. But he set the fire anyway and swore me to secrecy. I just was hoping to get out of here alive. But it was him that did it. It was all him.
Okay, with that, I'm gonna
On
call
your
over.
word.
I'm gonna call over my shoulder to the halflings that are there and like to see if any of them can come give this a shot.
See, 1,
since
2,
I-
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 halflings. I'll say it's about a 40% chance that one of them might have some basic skill. 40 or under.
Why does it
You're
do
rolling
it?
a 1D00.
Yeah, you're doing 1D00.
I know. All right, one of
Okay.
the halflings comes over and she basically says that she's a midwife and has got some basic knowledge. I got to roll
Just
for
stabilize him. We
I got
want
to
it
roll
to
for
still
him
sting.
first. And it's going to do it again, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're doing
It's
DC
missing the water.
100. Come on.
Your one is sticking a little.
Right, yep, he doesn't die. She will attempt. She has a 33.
Does she happen to have any fate points?
Nope, and she fails. He says, "He's too far gone for me, lassie. I can't help him."
Alright then, get him a drink at least.
Okay, she'll get up and go wandering not too rapidly towards the...
Honestly, I'm gonna sit down beside him and kind of just sit there with him.
This is
Nobody
justice. What you
deserves
get,
to.
it's what you get.
Like, I'm gonna sit down beside him and say, "Nobody deserves to die alone."
Aw.
He
Where are
stabs
you
you with a
from?
hand axe and says, "Nope, you're right. Let's die together." Okay. Yeah, she goes wandering off to get a drink. Are you doing anything with the Bretonians, or are you just standing there staring at them, making sure they don't move?
sit down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the door and summon what's his name, Doodad or
Doodad?
Diddly-bup?
Dagobert?
Dagobert.
Dagobert.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna call him over. I'm gonna hand over the money bag, 20 gold crowns that are the Bretonian money,
Okay.
and I say, they're the ones who paid to have your crops burned. This is the gold that was paid to the dwarves outside. Notice the sigil, the insignia on it.
There you are. Okay.
Just so you know, you can here it is. You can have this maybe as a compensation for what you lost, and I'm gonna hand him the 20 gold. I'm not gonna keep it.
Okay. He takes it and looks at it, and he says, "So you think that the two in there were responsible for this, do you?
Absolutely,
And they were just
100%.
lackeys.
they were his lackeys.
Right, that's it. Bring him out. Come on, you filthy scum. Get out of here." And at which point they will both kind of like sheepishly emerge from the long hall. At which point he kind of looks at them and goes, "This is your money, isn't it? I've been spending money in the tavern all week. Anybody could have acquired that money from the innkeeper." He says, "Not 20 gold crowns, you bloody well haven't." He said, I know that my inn is not the cheapest," he said, "but there's no way you bastard have paid 20 gold. You haven't spent that much in our town. Especially since just about everything's free, except for room and board. I don't believe a word of it." At this point, you can kind of see his lackeys coming up the street from the south. He says, "Help me out there, look, they're the culprits, look, they did it." He roll for the dwarf again.
The last thing he hears
Realistic,
is
there he
fucking
goes.
rumbling.
Right, he quietly breathes his last breath and floats off to wherever dishonorable dwarves end up. Probably elf.
Oh, it's not good.
Actually,
It's-
I'm gonna
it's
stand
very
up.
not
I'm
good.
gonna stand up now and like do whatever, whatever motion,
You're gonna vogue.
yeah, whatever it is.
I
that-
vogue at the dead body.
whatever, like sacred
Yeah,
motion
you
or
basically
whatever.
are going to do some Vernian last rites.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna say he's repaid his debt, or what he's what I don't know what a initiate would say. He's even with
Yeah.
the house or some shit.
He's fucked.
The Troll Slayer does not believe that.
Yep.
That was
They're
not an
filthy scum.
honorable
Their name needs to
Well,
go down,
yeah,
and their houses
in-
need to be. I'm moving you to him. But...
I'm sure in dwarf culture he's still garbage, but like
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, no. He sold his honor for not even
20
10 gold. Yeah.
but
Right.
in Verna's eyes, he's repaid his debt as far as he paid with his life. So
Oh no.
He's
You're hanging out with the wrong dwarves.
oh no, that's he has to face up with that shit on his own, but with her god, he's okay.
It's a little different. Justice has been dispensed. Pretty harsh justice. You burn a crop, we cut your hand off, and you bleed
I'm
to
gonna
death.
walk up, and what do you have to say for yourselves?
After kind of being told that it's absolute bullshit, there's no way you spent 20 gold crowns, he kind of like just, it is true. Okay, I confess. I am sick and tired of hearing about this fumigator, and how it is so superior to Herb de Lac. You do not deserve the riches that you have. It is unnatural, I tell you. There is no way that this crop grows as strong as it does without some kind of mischief. He said, this soil, your halflings say that it is all to do with the soil and the green fields, and it is so nutritious. He says, but I know skullduggery when I see it, and you have been robbing me of a livelihood for far too long. And he says, that's all I needed to know. Arrest him, lock him away. We'll figure out what to do with him. We'll send word to the Empire. That's what we'll do. We'll send word to the Altdorf, and they can send outriders to deal with him, and we'll just hold him in prison until then. That's what we'll do. And he's like, Isabel is like, oh, and acting like she's about to faint. And he goes, no, it's my beloved had nothing to do with this. She was unaware that I was planning all of this with the dwarves. He said, I tried to hire some other people, but they would not get involved. But these dwarves, he said, you are all scum, all of you. You are short-bearded scum, and you cling to this precious philosophy of honor, but look at them. They were willing to destroy fields and rob the livelihood of an entire village.
I'm gonna step
for
up and
20
smack
gold
him.
crowns. Okay.
Ooh.
He's like, mon dieu. And kind of seems rather upset by that. He says,
You're the last one that needs to lecture someone about honor, good sir.
He says, I will face my punishment, as I should. But Isabel Brectemont, she is innocent, I tell you. She had nothing to do with this. And at which point she says, you cannot protect me at this point, my beloved. Our fates are ever intertwined. And he's like, then we will die on the gallows together, my love. And they start getting really overly melodramatic.
Yeah! Whoa! Die at the gallows!
He says, I've heard enough. This makes me vomit. Take him away. You wouldn't mind helping my foreman
sir.
here escort them to the prison, would you? I don't want them
Thanks.
running away.
Got it.
Okay. And with that, the little foreman, he's like, oh, we're going to have fun with you. We're going to have some torture, yes. Some
No
hot
torture.
coaches and,
That is unjust.
fine. Come on, then.
We'll make sure that they are fed.
They
He said-
ate a lot already. I mean, you know,
What? Starve them to death? We'd never do such a horrible thing.
we're
Who would
halflings.
do that to anybody?
Halfling torture is
We
like
don't starve people. We're halflings.
halfling torture is like, nah, we get the itchy grass.
Forgive me, I don't mean to imply.
We will tickle your feet every hour while you try to sleep.
Forgive me, I don't mean to imply, but they
This is-
did
he
cause
says-
quite.
No, he goes, I'm not beyond up pokers under the fingernails. He says, stretching, the rack. He goes, I've even
You
been
can have
known
them
to
big
hammer
enough.
nails into people's feet. But starving, I'd never do such a thing.
Halfling.
Glad to hear that.
Right,
I think.
this way. And he kind of wanders down the street, takes you over to where what you're assuming, since it's the nicest place in the entire town and next to the fields, Dagobert Heathland's place is. Next to it is a simple and small stone kind of brick structured building with a metal grate and a simple room and one jail cell, of which he escorts them over. You help him escort them there, and he says, "Throw them in there. That's
I'm
where they'll
gonna-
be staying until the proper authorities decide what they do with them."
I'm
You
gonna
should-
disarm him before they go in.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, makes perfect sense.
Pure luck. We come back and he's killed the whole town.
He's gonna be the big bad,
Right.
Francois.
Francois comes back every.
I am the little lip stutter.
There you go. All right. Yep. You head back to the feast hall, where everything is people are not kind of like talking and relieved and stuff like that. Dagbert Heathland says, "Well, a deal's a deal. Here's your 5 gold each." And he looks at Lena and goes, "You sure you don't want this?"
Oh no. Justice.
I'll take it
I could
this time.
donate it to your church if you'd rather.
That would be nice, yes.
There you go. Give it to the church then. Feed the kiddies or something.
Okay, we'll put it in a... I guess I'll just...
He says,
Okay.
and what I do definitely appreciate the fact that you gave me this 20 gold crowns. He said, because it's the truth. I'm going to be bastard hurting in this coming year. I'm going to nowhere near the money we should have had. But I think you should at least have half of it back. So I'll keep 10 and I'll give you 10. That seems about fair. So he gives you 10 of the Bretonnian gold crowns as well. So
How do we want to split that up?
How many of us are there?
4. 10 doesn't go into 4 very easily on a gold piece. Thing.
Okay, I'll give each of you 3, and I'll put 1
Okay,
in my pocket.
there you go. So 3 gold crowns for the rest of you.
Right.
So 8 gold earned. And basically, he says that they will, that they're going to send word to the Empire, to Altdorf, and have them come and deal with this human justice rather than the halflings burden with it. There's no doubt it'll take days or weeks, but that's how
Out of
they'll
our
handle it.
hands.
I'm actually gonna tell him or encourage him that when he sends word to request that a priest or a priestess of Verna, that they request a priest or a priestess of Verna to come and mediate and make sure that he's treated fairly and gets compensation to maybe ease the burden.
Absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. Yes, no problem at all.
I have a request as well. Is there still pie left?
Well, all the grub's probably fucking cold, but help yourselves. Eat as much as you like. So anything you don't eat's got to be cleared up in the morning.
It's fine. I'm sure they have a microwave in the back somewhere.
And anything you don't drink's got to be cleared up in the morning as well, so let's get to it.
Kazkaya does not need more encouragement. In she goes.
Right.
Straight for the
I
drink.
follow as well.
Alrighty.
Straight for the drinks.
And you all head back into the feast hall. And you two don't get to be in the feast hall because you're in jail. You're under arrest. Okay. And everybody kind of tries to finish out Pie Week with as much merriment as they can muster. But there's a lot of people talking and basically saying that it's going to cost the village a fortune and that next year is going to be tough. I mean, considering
Well,
that
they did have those other barrels.
they do, but Fumigator is considered the premier, and it goes for about 15 gold a barrel, whereas Fogmaker Red and Ava Prime go for about 10. But with the sheer size of the fields and the Fumigator, I mean, it's clear that it would have cost this village hundreds and hundreds of gold, which seems like a lot, but there's an entire village that's livelihood is supported by it, so they're going to have a leaner than normal year. But maybe, just maybe, that the god Phineas will bless their other crops and won't be quite as bad. So, but there we go. Alrighty, so yeah, you managed to wrap up Pie Week. You have the gratitude of Dagobert Heathland, who is arguably one of the richest halflings, or previously was at least one of the richest.
That's what he
halflings.
used to be.
And you are welcome back with open arms to Gipfel any time you wish. And that is where we will wrap up nice, neat, and tidy for this evening. No Smoke Without Fire was was my little adventure here, and I think it was fun. You all did great.
We did it!
Yay! We burned
We'll be back next year for Pie Week.
There you go. Back for Pie
If
Week
you're
next
still
week.
alive.
I thought you were gonna say for the next session because it always takes us forever on Thursdays.
All right, so each of you will get 100 experience points for completing that. You will gain a bonus 30 experience points for solving the problem, and not just because it's entirely possible if both of the dwarves would have died and you didn't find the gold, the Bretonnians would have said that they had nothing to do with it, and without any evidence, you kind of couldn't have done much. But you did get evidence, so that's another 30. You did help with the putting out the fire, so that's another 20. So that gets you 150. And you did kill the 2 dwarves, which were the 2, what's the name? So a total of 200 experience points. That's 2 advancements for you guys.
Yay!
So there we go. So, yep, you've got your advancement profile, so feel free to knock off a couple of those. 100 buys a 5 or a 1, depending on whether it's a single unit or a percentage unit.
Do I want wounds or weapon skill, guys?
Well, weapon skill.
Oh
is-
god, I want weapon skill.
I know, but like I almost went down.
You did, but I did roll incredibly well, and you did roll incredibly bad.
You did. Okay, I'll get weapon skill.
How much weapon skill can you get?
10.
Is that the total that you're able to earn?
Yeah.
So, where are you, Kazkaya? Let's pull you up. So yeah, you've got a 10 advancement. I'd take it.
That's what I think I'm going to do. 50 would be really
That'll
nice.
give you a 50-50, which means with 2 attacks, odds are you're going to hit once at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to take that.
Yeah, it puts me at 49,
Awesome.
which...
And then
Yeah.
don't forget to
Very
make sure
option.
that you do your experience points earned and change that to 400.
Yep.
And make sure you change your advancements numbers to 4. Just so we can keep track of all of that and make sure that everybody's marking off their experience points.
Mm-hmm.
That's more important if you hold experience points and don't spend them, because it's what helps you know that you've got them. But at this
Right.
point, I think everybody's going to be spending their
400.
little Weasley guts out on everything they can.
Yeah.
Hard to hang a human on a halfling gallows, right? The fall and the feet will be hitting the floor. Is that
I
it?
really like this group.
Well, that
of
was
characters.
anticlimactic.
I like this group of characters.
I was worried that Spook and I would have like a little bit of antagonism with the type of characters we're playing. So
It
the
may
fact
come.
that like
It may still come.
the fact that we got along so well, because I figured I'd get along with the other 2 characters.
Right. I know we played a lot. We actually played an hour later tonight than we normally do, but we finished an adventure, so
Yeah.
it
that
was worth
that
it.
was a
And next
lot.
Thursday, of course, is the giving of the thanks. So we won't be here next Thursday. So with that being the case, I figured a little bit longer tonight wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
All right, so
My-
poor old Yoda, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you.
I will just say that my halfling's ballistics is gonna be bonkers. 'Cause I maxed out the hunter, so it's plus 15. So my ballistic skill is 61 at the moment.
That
Damn,
is
man.
so
So-
cool.
So good.
That friggin' sling of doom.
The sling
Oh
of doom.
my God.
Yep.
Saved our
Awesome.
And
lives.
then you do
sauce.
aimed shots, and you're just like, ah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is with that rapid ability to reload,
changes everything.
it's just
It
like
really does.
it's almost like he's got a mouthful of stones or sling bullets, and it's just like. So there we go. Awesome sauce. Alrighty, well, yep, we wrapped it up. So a couple of things. As I said, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so we won't have a show next Thursday. We do have a show this Monday. but it is not a relative curse of Strahd because we've got people flying to other parts of the country to be with their families for Thanksgiving. So we have a episode of Dialogues and Dice that we're going to throw together, or I've already put together, and Shaggett's going to be part of on Monday, where we're going to be talking about the fundamental differences. And it's funny that poor old Yoda is here because Tortured Earth is one of the things that I'm going to talk about a little bit as well. About how different it is writing material and thinking up plot lines and doing the stuff for different role-playing games. For example, the way you would write a D&D adventure, knowing how D&D characters are and how they're incentivized and what they do and how their fundamental roles work, is so different than what you do for Warhammer.
Yeah.
And very different than how you would do Cyberpunk, and very different on how you would do Tortured Earth, and very different on how you would do Call of Cthulhu, or Paranoia, or Star Wars. So it's going to be an interesting little fireside type chat to kind of break down some of this stuff and make people really truly help understand how systems and how the mechanics of the system change the conceptual work that you have to do to prep for them, and how the theme alters and changes how you kind of have to approach writing for things. I think, for example, as you guys have already figured out, just from watching tonight, that was a encounter that was kind of really slanted in the party's favor. They outnumbered them 2-1. And yet, one of them almost died tonight. That's how Warhammer is. And you got to bear in mind, you're dealing with characters that are basically a 0-level cleric in D&D terms, without a single spell. You have a hunter that is akin to a basic ranger. You have the dwarf, shield bearer, who is really a first level fighter, and then you've got a no armor wearing barbarian. If you want to break it down into, now, if in a D&D group you had that particular group, you can understand how different it would be and how the encounters would be totally different and what you would do to create the adventures. One fight was planned for tonight. One. For a very good reason. And everything else was more roleplay and teetered around that. And that's some of the things that you'll kind of see. Whereas in some other games, you tend to lean more into the combat and stuff. So combat in this is exceptionally fun, but because it is dangerous, you kind of have to sprinkle it a little bit more carefully. So that's the sort of thing we're going to be talking about Monday. So join us for that. Come with a lot of questions as well, because we're happy to answer questions about all things. So me and Shaggy will see you for that on Monday. But if we don't catch you again, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have a great break. Spend time with your family. And we will see you all again soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.